Hello, 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 and welcome on back. Godem here, grounded. First members only stream. How you doing, buddies? How are you doing, buddies? I need to... All right. I've got some stuff going on here. So first of all, I think I saw somebody did just post a message in chat. So here's the crazy thing. Actually first, can someone else post something in chat? I need to see if it pops up. Because I'm having another issue with my combined chat again today right now. Which everything's connected, so it shouldn't be. But can I get a message first in chat? As a test. There we go. Something in chat from Black Sheep. All right, so here's the other crazy thing. Black Sheep, thank you, buddy. Appreciate that. Here's the other crazy thing. I can't view this stream on YouTube. I cannot view this stream on YouTube. It's my own. I own the channel, and I can't view the member-only stream. So I can't see the chat that way. So if for whatever reason this plugin is not working correctly, and obviously, all right, so... All right, also, Black Sheep, can you hear game sound right now? Can you hear game sound? Also, how is the level of the sound? Because right now, the only way I can see chat, you can. Okay, all right. Right now, the only way I can see chat is through my little preview window. And so right now, I'm only seeing what pops up on the screen for a few seconds. That's not ideal. So we got to work through this. So first of all, whoever's here, welcome. Thank you. First of all, thank you for being members. This is awesome. Looking forward to this. But for whatever reason, let me close this. Let me close this plugin down, and then re-sign back in. And see if it'll fix it. I'm hoping so, because it's gonna be rough if I can't view chat. It is gonna be rough if I cannot view chat at all. So yesterday we had issues with this for a little bit at the start of the stream, as in Caster Labs actually had a full outage, a full-on outage. So those are connected. It should take a couple seconds for it to connect in OBS. And then that's generally how this has been working. But the other thing that I don't get is, why can I not view this on my own channel? I see a howdy, but I can't really read who said that. I can't really read who said that because I can only see what's on the screen. So it looks like that was Petra. All right, let me lower this a little bit. It looks like that was Petra. Black Sheep says, use the drop-down menu next to your name to view your channel as yourself. A new visitor or a returning subscriber. When you want to go back to viewing yourself, click done. Wait, use the drop-down menu next to your name. There's a drop-down menu. So I'm watching this on my iPad. So let me close out this, because... Wait, I don't know where the drop-down menu is next to the name. Dude, it feels like I should be able to watch my own. Feels like I should be able to watch my own member-only stream. Oh wait. All right. Let's test something. So, let me start moving around. I think I can view it. Okay, there it is. All right, now I'm seeing the chat on the iPad. Okay, all right. So I actually can view it, but I can't like it. I can't do anything. So all right, so I think we're good there. So once again, unless Caster Labs kind of gets fixed halfway through this, I'm going to have to be reading chat on the iPad, which is fine. Donna is lurking for support. Thank you, Donna. Appreciate that. That is huge. Thank you much. Oh, I also need to pull up. Give me a hot second here. Give me a hot second. Where is it? It should be there. But first of all right, so now that at least I can at least see chat, it's not the best way to see it, but at least I can see it. How is everyone doing today? How are y'all doing? How is your Wednesday going? All right, we got it. All right, so I got that. Seems I found a new challenge. Dude, there's a new challenge every single day, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Challenging is learning. And I like that. So that's fine. I just always feel bad because it just feels like I'm not prepared, right? It feels like I'm not prepared. I know I'm going to be not in the know for a lot of this stuff, which again, that is fine because that's what it's all about. And like I often say, I oftentimes have more fun learning this stuff than playing the games. And obviously playing the games is awesome, right? Obviously playing the games is awesome. Obviously playing the games is fun. But sometimes just learning all these different things can be more fun. That's for sure. Petra's lurking until his headache, resolves. Meds are taken. Petra, sorry to hear that. I actually woke up with a bit of headache today also, which is kind of weird. I didn't take any aspirin, but I kind of powered through it. But yeah. So Petra, hopefully it gets better for you. A big like for everyone out there.
Would you kindly get this? Would you kindly find that? Would you kindly find that? Would you kindly find it? Would you kindly get this? Would you kindly?
So what is going on? That the sound played, but the graphic did not. Yesterday the graphic played on this one, but no sound. All right, so now there's neither on that one. Do we have? All right, so this is all still kind of learning with the new computer, right? Kind of setting things up, but I don't know why this would be different. I don't know why this would be different versus what we did yesterday, because nothing's changed. Also, I had to kind of reroute the game audio to a different way, which is why I wasn't sure if it was working. If I get quiet, accidentally fall asleep, it's not. Oh, no worries, Don. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you much for that. All right, see, does this work? No. Seems like potentially nothing on my Stream Deck is working, which is interesting. So this should be, so that's correct. I know this does not have to be open, because I've never had it open before. Let me try it again now that it is officially open. Let's see if maybe that's a difference. No, because I don't know. Something to look into, but I won't be able to look into it till tomorrow probably, because this is going to roll right into. The plan is for this to roll right into tonight's stream once we're done. So let's go. I want to do this for about 3 hours. And then right around 6 o'clock, we'll be rolling into pray. Now, here's one thing that I was able to do today that I was not able to do before because I didn't have anything to roll into. But if you're still here at the end of the members only stream, and then even if you don't want to watch pray, if I can get some feedback on something, there's a thing called redirect where once I end this stream, it'll automatically put you into the stream of pray, so you don't have to go searching for it. So I want to test that at the end of this. So again, if you're here at the end, and I'll talk about this at the end also, but if you're here at the end, and again, like I say, if you don't want, praise not your thing, but if at least you can kind of go through those, you don't have to go through steps, but just kind of make sure and kind of test it out and verify that that works that way, it'd be greatly appreciated. My voice is a good one to fall asleep to. That could be good or bad. That could be good or bad. Who knows? That could be good or bad. I don't have a clue. Let's see. All right, so here's kind of my general thoughts on these member-only streams. And I kind of mentioned it as we were coming up to it, right? These are going to be more laid back. You know, not that like we do anything that's overly serious anyways, right? But more laid back. We're not going to do anything story related. We're not going to take on any bosses. We're not going to do anything major. It's going to be mostly building and just kind of maybe going out and doing some farming. I think that would be all right. But the thing is, I don't want to have non-members missing out on stuff. So that's kind of the dealio here, I guess. We need to get some water rolling here, and then probably sleep real quick. But yeah, so that's kind of what I'm looking for here. And like I said, these member only things can be a little loosey, so we're kind of open to what we can do. So like for instance, one thing we could do is someone posted on, I think it was Ghost posted on the Discord today, in case anyone has not seen it. Grounded 2 was at Gamescom, and there's a 25-minute video, so we can watch that if you guys want. I don't think it's restricted by any means, but we can watch that if you guys want, and if so, let me know, and I can fire that up and we can watch that, and then hopefully I can get the audio working. But yeah. So what do you guys think? I mean, like I said, it's about 25 minutes. We got 3 hours. So if that's something you guys want to watch, let me know and I'll pull that on up and we'll start watching it. Do we have any food? I got to get so kind of realigned with each of these worlds, right? Grounded 1 and Grounded 2, and what all we have in each, and what all we don't have. Zip line, that one goes up top. We need to go this one. Spoilers on G2. I mean, I watched most of it. So Donna, it wasn't anything yesterday. It was an interview that they had today. It was an interview. And they do show like there's no story spoiler, but it's just kind of updating with, the new update in fall, and also a little bit of an update of what we can expect in winter. But it does show the new boss. So there is that. I don't know if anyone's opposed to seeing that stuff, but yeah, obviously, if anybody is opposed and does not want to see spoilers or anything they might consider a spoiler, then yeah, we can avoid that for sure. Now, Donna, to be fair though, I don't know when this interview was. The interview might have been yesterday. The video just got posted, or the YouTube video got posted on Discord today. So I don't know when the interview was, but I know it was not. It's not something that's part of the actual show, right? This is stuff that after the show and the conventions type stuff. I think I am going to go back to main base though and make sure we get our all of our stuff repaired. Although actually, should be able to do this with glue, can I? This must not be upgraded, so we can't do this with glue. Which is interesting. Yeah, let's just head back and start doing that. Didn't see the interview? So we can certainly watch it. Like I say, we got 3 hours to just kind of hang out. There are a couple things I kind of want to walk through. So these are always going to be kind of channel updates, also, right? Something a little, this is going to be a weekly thing. So there's not going to be a ton of updates, from week to week, but just kind of keeping you guys in the know, I guess, for what's going on the channel, and kind of we can feel free to ask any questions about what's about the future or anything at all, within reason. Obviously, I'll be as open as possible within reason. Obviously for certain things, but yeah, feel free to ask any questions. Like I said, this is a little more open forum, and I just want to have fun, hang out, chat, and just have some good times. Donna says, don't know anything this game, but I do know I like character gear and weapon set. This game is really, really cool, for sure. 100%. This is a great game. So we do need to be careful when we come back here. Hopefully we don't get attacked. But first of all, and I did already say it, but I wanted to emphasize a huge thank you to everyone for being members. You guys don't know. You guys have no idea how much it means for that support in multiple ways. Whether it's just personally, obviously financially it's huge, but just the fact that just the fact that we've got what I think we're getting close to 50 psychos out there willing to be members. Now, some are gifted, but still, we'll see. And if someone chooses to continue that membership, obviously awesome. If someone chooses not to continue a gift membership, by all means, obviously zero pressure, no need to do so. Only do so if you want to, and most importantly, can, right? So there's zero pressure for that. But I do always want to try and make sure that we are, making the membership as valuable as possible, and trying to, without putting, important stuff behind a paywall, right? Type deal. I definitely do not ever want to do that, where we're putting content, specialized content, important content, whatever like that, behind a paywall. You have to be a member to watch this gameplay. Don't want to do that. So that is always going to be a concern. I want to make sure that is not happening, or that I'm not pressuring people to become members just to be able to access certain things, right? But obviously there's perks. There's perks. So that's what this is all going to be mainly about or around. It's just utilizing, instituting some perks, I guess. Which is why, though, we're not going to do anything story related, bosses, anything like that. Because this is just kind of a perk thing to hang out, and not paywall thing to watch this boss fight. So that's the first thing. A big, huge thank you for all of that. Also, a huge thank you for over the last couple of weeks of your patience with me still learning everything about this, right? Also, learning the multi-stream aspect. Also, you guys coming in on the multi-stream test to help out with that. Also, if you have a Twitch account and you went over and you followed on Twitch, again, big thank you for that. And then also working through the PC changeover, and potentially, hopefully soon, getting an internet upgrade, which will eventually make the picture better for you guys, the quality of it. So thank you again for the patience on that. I know you guys have been amazing. I know you guys are willing to be patient. So just want to give you a big thank you for that, and also, and obviously, a kind of pre-thank you for what we're looking at for the future with everything. Because look at even today, all this stuff worked yesterday.
Would you kindly?
But for some reason, it's not working today. I don't know.
Familiar phrase.
I think it has something to do with different settings. Once you get something dialed in on one PC, and then you go to another PC, and then settings are not carried over. But again, we had that working yesterday, so I have no idea. So I'll have to be working through that, and then hopefully the internet. So one thing I did pretty much confirm though is that once I am able to get the upgrade to the internet, it's not like it should not. I should say it should not be a situation where I'm going to be out of internet for even a day or multiple days. So that was good news, because I don't want to not be able to do things, right? And then also the other important piece is I kind of like being able to keep the streak alive of streaming every single day for the past. Well, now we're 2 months. So the past 8 weeks, streamed every single day for the past 8 weeks. Even on a day that the power went out. Even on the day when the power went out. Still ended up getting a stream down. It just happened to be a little later is all. See, Donna says, wish I could do more to help. Hope later when bills are caught up after coming out. Oh, hey, Donna, no, like I say, every single thing that, any kind of support is hugely, hugely appreciated. Just watching the stream. Even if you can't watch it, even if you just log in and click like, that's a huge help, right? So anywhere from just logging in, clicking on it, getting a like, and back out, that's a help. All the way to, yes, obviously it makes sense. The financial support is always huge, especially when I do not have an income right now. And that's what I'm trying to do, is make this a career. So obviously that is huge too. But by all means, like I said earlier, if and only, it's always appreciated in kind of financial, but make sure it's something that you want to do, and more importantly, can do, right? Can do. Don't ever feel bad for not being able to do something financially. And then I prefaced this when we did the first initial channel update after I lost my job, that I'll talk about that from time to time. You know, I'm not going to drone on about it, but I'll mention it from time to time, and why we have these goals, right, of what we're looking to do. So I'll mention it from time to time, but at no means is it ever trying to guilt trip somebody into either doing a donation, a tip, become a member, anything like that. That's one thing I'm scared that it's going to come across that way. And I don't want that to happen, right? I don't want that to happen. So that's why I don't talk about it much during the normal stream, but I do mention it from time to time. Yeah, and I think, you know, and this whole journey, right? Going from this being a hobby, and Donna, you were there, you know, a year ago when the first time you came in and watched Valheim, a year or so ago, whatever, and then coming back in shortly before me losing my job and watching Valheim. It's, you know, this journey of going from this being a hobby to me putting up the playthroughs every single day, and then streaming just once a week, maybe twice a week for only 2 hours. The journey from going from that hobby to potentially turning this into a career, that's a huge journey. And the fact that anyone is willing and wants to come along on that journey, let alone as many as there has been already, all of you guys included, and everyone in the future, is insane to me. But again, remember, it's not about the destination, it's the journey, right? And this is the journey we're going on right now. So I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be fun. And it does take time. It does take time. However, like I did say in the initial one, I don't have a ton of time. You know what I'm saying? I am kind of limited as to how much I can do this full time for now. And again, not trying to not trying to throw out some pressure or anything like that, but there is going to come a time where once my severance runs out, I did get a severance and maybe some other things kind of run out, where I'm going to have to get something at least a little part-time, right? I'm going to have to at least get something if I want to continue this. So that's why I said it at the beginning, that first update stream after losing my job, that the future could be anywhere between I have to end up getting a couple jobs and I can't do this at all. I can't even do videos. I can't stream at all. To I'm able to do this 100% full time for everything because it does pay all the bills, right? So there's a lot of variables and a lot of different outcomes and possible outcomes in all of that. Only time will tell where that goes, right? Only time will tell where that goes. So we'll see how that goes. We'll definitely see how that goes. So again, though, big thank you for already what you guys have done, and then what I know you guys will do, the support in the future. So appreciate that big time. Another thing that another thing that I kind of want to walk through is ads, right? So obviously ads are a thing, because again I got to figure out some way, right? So yes, I'm sure you guys have seen over the last week or so since we hit became a partner with YouTube, that there are ads. But one thing you'll notice today, and definitely make sure to let me know if this is not the case, but member only streams will be ad free. But definitely let me know if by any chance for some reason you guys see an ad today. Let me know, because that'd be huge, because I did make sure that it is turned off for today's stream. Because I figure if you guys are already members and we're doing this for fun, these member only streams will be ad free. So I just kind of want to make sure you guys are aware of that also. People have to find you. When they do, you will succeed. Well, that's always the goal, right? The goal is more exposure, right? So I guess Donna, that actually does lead into. Oh wait, I'm sorry, Black Sheep. I apologize. Members only community server for Valheim could be fun, where you played with members occasionally. Just a thought. Black Sheep, apologize. I was not ignoring that, so I apologize. Members only community server for Valheim could be fun, where you played with members. So I don't know anything about setting up a Valheim server. I don't know anything about that at all. Obviously, I can look it up, but Black Sheep, are you familiar with that process? Also, I'm going to be taking notes as we go through this, right? I'm going to be taking notes as we go through this. Again, like I said, this is going to be kind of a little more laid back and all that stuff. So let me get to my notes. Oops. Valheim server. So I know a similar topic has come up over the last few weeks, but it's usually around Grounded, as in either doing multiplayer or something like that. And yeah, I would love to be able to do something to where we can come together as a community and kind of do some of this stuff, right? And play these games and do this to where we can get more people involved. I absolutely love that idea. But when it comes to Grounded, the reason why I haven't done any kind of multiplayer thing on stream for Grounded, and I've talked about this a couple times, but because I'm ultimately responsible for what goes on stream, right? So when I don't know people, I don't know what people are going to do, I don't know what people are going to say. I need to make sure that we're staying family friendly and stuff like that, and something that does not get me in trouble, right? So I actually have thought of some. I've played around with a few different ideas for. Let's just stick with the Grounded scenario specifically for now, right? And as to why I have never pulled the trigger on that, is because, again, not knowing too many people, right? There's a couple people that I've known for multiple years on here, but a vast majority of the people are within the past month. So it's still getting to know people. So there's that, and then also trying to make it fair for as many people as possible. Obviously, it's life. There's nothing that's fair for everybody. And especially as the community grows, it's going to be even harder to be fair for everybody. So there was the fairness, but most importantly was I'm responsible for what happens on stream, right? So I need to be careful with that. So one thing I did initially think about was maybe I could do where maybe it's only members, right? Maybe it's only members because those are the people that are more more into what's going on here, right? Because if you're willing to purchase a membership, then you're into it a little more than most people. But still, a concern there is anybody could just sign up for a membership for 1 month, cancel it, get on a stream and do something, right? So that's still a concern. So then the other thing I was thinking, maybe potentially members only, but you also have to be a member for X number of months. I don't know, man. I don't know. Then it starts to get a little dicey. But maybe you also have to be a member and then X number of months, but not only that, but you have to be active in chats, right? Active in chats and Discord, so I get a sense of what a person's like, right? Still not going to fully know, but at least get a sense before we do anything that goes live on a stream, right? But now Black Sheep, what I think you're thinking of potentially would be maybe just getting into Valheim even off stream, right? Even off stream, and just getting a group of people together and being able to do whatever within Valheim. That could be something too, and maybe I could record that, as we play, we do some recordings, and then that way I could edit things, right? I could edit things in that aspect versus a live stream. Let's see. I want to make sure I'm not missing. I'm sure I know I'm missing some. I know I'm missing some of the chat comments here. All right. I have YouTube Premium, so I don't see ads. Yeah, Petra, I have YouTube Premium also. So yeah, that's another way to kind of bypass ads. But yeah, yes, I'd be willing to help manage it, host it. Okay, all right. Let me. So I need to look into it, and then Black Sheep, from what my understanding, it's like Grounded. You're limited to 4 people total, but there's no limit in Valheim, right? Anyone can join. Is that correct? Anyone, I should say, anyone that has permission can join. So I've also got to pre-apologize for a lot of rambling. I'm sure going to do a lot of rambling today for sure. I thought Tony was the first to see Yagluth, but I went back and looked at it again. It wasn't Tony, it was you. Yeah, Donna, I don't know. All I know is he happened to mention that I was not looking both directions. I was only looking in the one direction. So, yeah, I don't know. Because so what's interesting though, Donna, is when I initially looked in that direction, I saw a tree. I didn't see the fingers. Then I looked back to the right, and then I think I made a comment of, yeah, I'm only looking here. I wasn't looking there. Then once I looked back the second time is when I think the fingers popped. But I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Select members for sure. Last Valheim video at 8:14:16. You cut the camera left toward Yeglu's finger. Said, "Well, there's that." And you laughed so hard about that. I mean, didn't I make the joke? Well, actually, the joke that I made about fighting Yagluth was we're gonna end up finding the boss like right across the water from where our base was, which obviously was not the case. But it was after we fully circled that entire landmass. We fully circled the entire landmass and even doubled back, and that's when we found it. So it was kind of interesting. Black Sheep says, depends on the server if you would have a select number of spots, say to start 10 players max. Oh, so Black Sheep, so you can set the max number of players. If you set the max on a server, can you then increase the max later? Or is it set in stone at that point? Yeah, so Donna, I don't know if that was just kind of perfect timing for Tony to say, yeah, you might want to look both directions, because he does say that from time to time. Make sure I'm looking in all directions. So I don't know if it's just coincidence or if he actually did see something. You can scale it up later. Okay. After that, that's when Tony said left. Okay. Yeah, I mean, ultimately, we found it. We found the boss, so that's ultimately all that matters. So that's cool. Yeah, Black Sheep, I'll have to look into that, man. I'll have to look into that because I know there's multiple. I know there are tons of servers out there. I also know that you can set a ton of rules on the server. Not rules, but as in settings for the game style, right? You can set a ton of that stuff. So I know that's a thing. So I'll have to do a deep dive into Valheim servers, maybe even mods, different things like that. Because if we do something like that, Black Sheep, then I think, and I'm sure Donna would probably be into this also, and actually anybody who watches the Valheim streams, I think probably what we would do is we would do a, well, I wouldn't want it, it's either another members only stream, or, well, I guess at that point, if it's only members only that would play Valheim, it would be a members only stream, but although we could open it up to everyone so that they know what's going on, and then if they choose to be a member, right? So whether it's members only stream or not for that, but we probably would do a stream for a Valheim stream where we just discuss server options, right? Hey, who's interested? If you're interested, how do you let me know? What are we looking at? What kind of settings are we looking at? You know, like how hardcore do you want it? You know, different things like that would probably make sense. Also, Black Sheep, so can the settings be changed at any time also? As in like the number of people? Or is that set in stone once you set it? It was very exciting indeed. Oh, it was pretty exciting. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, those are fingers. Now I know what you're talking about. It was a good time. It was awesome. All right, while we're still kibitzing here, let's go get, we need some, looks like we probably need some stems, although it looks like we can place some stems. Looks like we're also going to need to go on an acorn run, or is these are needles. We need needles. What broke here that I've got all this rope just laying around? Not sure what broke. Here's something else I want to throw out to you guys. You can change the settings at any time. Okay. All right. Excellent. Excellent. So it sounds like So Black Sheep, it sounds like once you get a server started, it sounds like it's completely customizable at any point. Les, hey Les, no worries. No worries. First member only stream. So believe it or not, I didn't think I was able to watch this either, even though it's my own channel. Because when I go to my channel, logged in as Godem, and I go to the channel, this stream does not show up for me. It doesn't show up as a stream that I can watch. I have to go into the live playlist and then see it there. It does not show as a scheduled stream, which is kind of weird. That's the owner of the channel doesn't have that full access. So like even right now, I can't like this. Can I even do it? Can I even chat? Can I even chat? I'm going to do a test to see if I can chat. I can at least chat. All right, I can at least chat. So there is that. And then I'm assuming I can probably still do... I can still do that. Yeah, looks like I can do emojis also. So yeah, it is. Okay, excellent. Customizable even then. You knew what we were trying to say with our fingers jutting out towards the sky. I mean, yeah, I mean they're big, but they're actually pointing down towards the ground. They're actually are they actually pointing down towards the ground? Because it's almost like it's grabbing the ground type deal. Les says, actually checked the page on TV and saw it, but on your phone it wasn't under your history. You had to find your channel again, huh? Yeah, I don't know. So obviously the first time we've done a members only. So I don't know. And all I did was click members only. So it should be, and it's for all tiers. It's for all tiers. Now, here's another thing that we might institute in the future. You know, if it becomes popular enough, right? Right now, member only streams are for all tiers. Like I said, 1, 2, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. We could potentially do something in the future where I still feel like if you're willing to pay to be a member, you should be part of member only streams. So this would not go away, but maybe doing a secondary one for tier 3 people. Maybe doing a secondary one for tier 3 people at some point. I mean, right now we have 4 tier 3 people. So, you know, I don't know if there's necessarily a need for that right now, but at some point, right? If the tier 3s grow, that could definitely be something for sure. Like it's grabbing you when standing in the middle of the hand when you get it. Yeah, that's what I'm kind of envisioning, right? That's what I'm kind of envisioning. Envisioning. Spec Ops, hey buddy, how you doing? Again in school, but right now I'm free tomorrow if this features multiplayer. No, Spec Ops not multiplayer. No, members only. So only people who are members of the channel can watch this. Now, I think after this is done, anyone can watch it afterwards, but only members can watch it live. But yeah, no multiplayer. And we were just talking about that, Spec Ops. Anything that's I still need to work through any potential multiplayer on stream things because I need to be trying to be fair to most people, as many people as possible. But more importantly, I need to know the people. Because I'm responsible for what happens on a stream, right? I can't have something that's going to get me in trouble and get banned by YouTube, right? So not only that, but there could be somebody, even if somebody's not saying anything offensive, you know, there people could just start screaming, you know, or whatever, you know, any number of things can happen. So I'm still thinking about some ways to work around that, but yeah, so it'll be a bit before we get into anything like that, I think. And I might need to watch, unfortunately I don't know any other YouTubers for like, you know, advice. But maybe if I can watch some other ones that have multiplayer streams like that. I know they're usually friends, but if I can find some that actually do it with just subs and or members, I might have to look into that to see, potentially get some ideas. First periods, enjoy class, buddy. Enjoy class. The bed, this is the pedal bag. This is the pedal bed. Yeah. I think this is the only one we have in this world, and it's not in 2 yet. So yeah. What was I talking about? I know I started talking about something, but I lost track. I got. See, look at even here when I'm rambling, I get diversions within diversions within diversions within diversions. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, I'm not sure, but we can move on to another thing though. Another thing that I know I did want to bring up to you guys or discuss and get ideas is I'm thinking we should come up with some names for the groups on the channel, right? So like members, we should have a name that we call members instead of saying, hey, thanks, welcome to being a member, thanks for being a member. Obviously that's all huge, but if we can come up with a name, I think I like that. And I've got an idea of what we can call our members. So you guys, but also we probably want something for subs also, right? When someone subs, it's like, hey, welcome to this group, right? Welcome to this, instead of welcome to being a sub type deal, right? It's Twitch members only as well. Excellent question, Black Sheep. Excellent question. It will be, yes. I am live on Twitch right now, and it is not members only on Twitch right now. So we're at 47 followers on Twitch. I think I need to get to 50 once. So I cannot do a, so the paid level on Twitch is subs, right? So a membership on YouTube equals a sub on Twitch. I cannot do a sub-only stream on Twitch until I become an affiliate, and I think the affiliate requirement is 50 followers, which if that's the case, then we're only 3 off. There may be some other metrics that's involved in that also, but since this is the first one, it is not sub-only for them. Actually, anyone can get on and watch that right now, but since that's pretty small, and I've only been getting like 2 viewers over there, I figured I keep it going right now for today. But eventually it will be, yes. Eventually it will be subs only for them also. Now, one thing that is unfortunate though that I was not aware of is on Twitch, they already have predetermined levels for subs, as in pay points, right? As in dollar amounts. They're already predetermined. I don't know if I can go in and change that. I don't think I can. So the subs on Twitch and the memberships on YouTube may not align, as in the different tiers, like tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, may not align. But I do plan on aligning at least the benefits. So 1 benefits, and the benefits for 2 are 2, benefits for 3 are 3, right? So that's the goal for that. But first we need to get to a specific level before I can even start looking into that stuff. And I think the first step is 50 followers. We're at 47. But there may be, like I said, there may be some additional metrics, as in you need to average a specific number of viewers per stream for a month. And also maybe a specific number of people chatting at any given time. I think there might be some metrics involved with that. So we'll see how that plays out. You can't even your cat one is little kitty. Donna says certain channel and he calls members membos. Doesn't do gaming. He subcontent is very different. So here's one thing here. All right. So here's kind of, let me know what you guys think of this for names, for group names. I was thinking. So let's start with sub. Let's start with subs and work our way up, right? So with subs, I was thinking something like, right. All right. So my name's Goatum, right? Everyone kind of just defaultly refers to me as Goat, right? Obviously, Goat is in the name. Goat is the logo, right? There's a goat for a logo. So thinking of goats, I was thinking like maybe the subs could be, so I guess this thing right here is not necessarily a group name, but if someone subs, it could be like, welcome to the pen, welcome to the yard, something like that, right? A place where goats would normally be, right? I don't know if goats are in pens, but I'm definitely thinking they're at least in yards. So it'd be like, welcome, welcome to that. Maybe subs doesn't have to have a specific name to name the group, but it's just like, hey, thank you for subbing and welcome to the pen. Thank you for subbing, welcome to the yard. It could be something like that. I think that's kind of interesting. But what I was thinking for members, now this would be for tier 1, 2, and a version of 3, tier 3 members. Black Sheep says, makes sense, so chat does help over there. Yeah, I think it would, Black Sheep, on Twitch. Yeah, I think it. Yeah, there are certain metrics, and I can look this up. We could probably look this up here in a little bit. Oh, chat. The Twitch chat is finally showing up. James, hey buddy. Sorry, James. I apologize that I missed you for 10 minutes over there on Twitch. I apologize. Once again, my multi-chat that I view was not working, but apparently it's just a YouTube issue because the Twitch is starting to show up. So I apologize, James. Made it. Testing a Twitch chat is visible. Not seeing your messages pop up. As I type into the void leaves me. Yeah. All right, James. I apologize, man. Be patient using computers, some configuration plan. Just anything. Yeah. James is aware. James is aware for sure. All right. So James, when you say not seeing your message pop up, are you saying, is your statement that you're not seeing it pop up on the screen like the YouTube chat pops up? Is that what you're referring to? I think that is what you're referring to, but if so, but let me know whether that is or not. Nova writes, I like that's kind of cool. Yeah, so subs I can only think of just welcome to the world, right? Welcome to the channel, welcome to the world and welcome to the pen, welcome to the yard. Thanks for being, kind of that type of deal. Fox, it's Godem. It's Godem. And actually, Fox, I would put in chat the link there, but could you do me a favor? Because when we tried this out a couple weeks ago, someone was not able to search for Godem. Could you do a search on Twitch and see if you can find me by search before I give you a link? And make sure though there is a 3 instead of an M. Welcome to the farm. That's kind of interesting. So I'm just taking some notes here, and maybe we can end up doing a poll, right? Maybe we can end up doing a poll that includes everyone for the namings, right? For the names. Maybe we can do a poll and see what people seem to like the best. So we got farm. I threw out the potential of yard and pen, but we got farm also. All right, so something just
F0XF4 meters is now followed.
There we go, Fox. Thank you, buddy. So obviously Fox was able to find it on Twitch by doing the search. So thank you for testing that out, Fox. I appreciate that. And then we got a follow there. So now we're only 2 away from that elusive goal of 50 on Twitch. So that's awesome. Thank you so much. Go Adam. Someone actually made a comment quite a while back. That could be that's another way of looking at the name Godem. And they actually asked if that was how I came up with the name. That is not, but that is interesting. I did not initially think of that at all, but it's kind of interesting. Also, it could be a little hypocritical. Go Adam. I run like a punk every single time. So I don't know if that quite fits. Welcome to the goat pen, James said. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, there could be something there. There's something there for subs, right? There's something there for subs, for sure. And I think we don't necessarily need to, at least until something pops, until something comes up. So again, this is not just today. If you guys have ideas in the future for an actual name for subs, but I think at least for the subs of when someone does sub, be like, hey, thanks, man, or sub or follow. So this can be sub or follow on Twitch, right? Instead of just saying welcome to the channel, thanks for, which is cool. I appreciate it and I want to thank him for it. But a cooler way of doing it would be something like, hey man, welcome to the goat pen, welcome to the farm, welcome to the yard, something like that, right? I think it would be kind of cool. Now, let me get your ideas here on for members. It's because you get greedy and fight. Yeah, I do get greedy in fights, especially when that bar looks like a tick. I especially get greedy when that bar looks like a tick, for sure, 100%. So I do go at them then, but that's not smart. That's not smart. All right, here's my idea for members. I'm going to throw this out there. I'm going to throw this out there for members. Does anybody know what a stan is? First, I'm asking a question. Do you guys know what a stan is? And stan, S-T-A-N. Do you know what a stan is? As I get some food. Take care of some vitals here.
That is surprisingly not terrible.
That I do start jumping like a rabbit a lot. That's jumping like a rabbit tends to happen before running like a punk. That's generally the order that goes. 100%. Oh, we need ash cement. Do I need to grind some stuff, or is it just cooking related? Charcoal ash. Oh, we need charcoal chunks. Which we can do something like that on here. A little bit of farming. Stan is a person. Well, it is someone's name. But that's not the context. Think again of the context we're looking here. We're looking at a group of people. If you call a group of people Stans, do you guys know what that means? Because I think I have a pretty cool idea, but I don't know if everyone knows what. I don't know if it would resonate with everybody. That's what I'm trying to find out, I guess. Trying to see if it resonates. Let's get some charcoal chunks though while we're doing this. Les says, I know Eminem Stan, but don't get how they use it nowadays. Donna says no. All right, I know we got a few more out there. Stan is ultra fan on James said on Twitch. All right, so that's 3 of you guys. Black Sheep, Fox. Do you guys have any ideas? Petra thought of Stan as a fan, as referenced in Eminem. So there's another one. But it's looking like more are understand it than not. Fox does not. Okay. So anyone who said that it's an ultra fan is 100% correct. That's what a stan is. If you're a stan of something, it's basically a fanatic, right? Think of it as a fanatic. And the reason why it came up, the reason why the term, it's actually I think it's in the it's at least in the Urban Dictionary, if not the actual dictionary. I think it's actually in Oxford Dictionary. So we might have to look that up to confirm, but I think it might be. So it's just an uber fan, an ultra fan, a fanatical fan. That's what a stan is, and that's all based around the song that he wrote called Stan, right? So I thought about potentially calling members of the Stan clan, right? I thought about like, hey, XXX is a Les, thank you for being a tier 3 member. Welcome to the Stan clan, right? I thought about doing something like that. Welcome to the herd. The herd makes sense for sure because of the goat thing, right? Because of the goat thing, the herd makes sense for sure. So that's definitely an idea there out there too. Let me make some notes here. Continue my notes again. But I was thinking I wanted to change outfits. Not just wanted to, we need to. There it is. Whoa. Yeah, so I thought we can call members, Stans. And then again, welcome to the Stan clan, right? Because I like the alliteration there, or not the alliteration. That's not alliteration. I like the rhyming there. The Stan clan, I like that. And then I thought tier 3 members. As I've already named tier 3 members. You guys might not have realized, but here I'll show you in a second. tier 3 members are already technically named when we go into this. Oh no, I took it off because we did this. I took it off. But before we had the names there, it was always get goated. Get goated today. Tier 3 members, get your name here. So for tier 3 members, I was thinking one of two things. Either calling them king goats, right? Because the logo has a crown. Either calling them king goats or goated stands. Something like that, right? I was thinking something like that potentially. But I do really like the idea of the Stand Clan.
Putting on some more armor.
Let's also get mutations and... All right, it's already on. Nice. Also, while you guys are working through that, I'm gonna real quick disconnect. I'm gonna go back in, trying to check trying to fix my multi-chat stream that I see on my side. Let me disconnect YouTube and try and reconnect it. Maybe there's just an issue there. It just needs to be reconnected. Especially since now that Twitch is working. It's either that or they're just having an issue with YouTube. All right, so that's there. Let me get back over here. Then time will tell. As chats come in, time will tell. Like the idea of the word clan, but people might not understand stand like I didn't. I mean that's why we're kind of working this out, right? We're kind of working this out for sure. But more people did understand it than did not. So there's that. That could also be it could be not a learning thing, but kind of walk you through the process type deal. What do I need? I need you. I think it's a Gen Z, you think? You think Stan Clan? You think people knowing Stan as a Gen Z? I would think anybody because Eminem's been around since like the mid 90s. So anyone from the mid 90s on, I would think would have a pretty good idea. If you're in your 60s or 70s, you might not know, but I would think anyone early to mid 50s and younger, so that's a pretty big group, would probably have an idea. Younger generation, you're not from that generation. Well, I mean, but again, like I said, he's been around since the 90s, so he's been doing it for 30 years. So I don't know if it's just a Gen Z thing. I don't know if it's just a Gen Z thing, but I get where you guys are coming from for sure. And hey, who knows? Over time, we could pick something and things could change, right? Oh, that's not even what I need. Yeah, and the YouTube still is not working for some reason on my whatchamacallit. Yeah, I want something that obviously the more people that fully understand it, the better, right? So that's important. But also something that's pretty unique, right? Because it's pretty unique for someone to be willing to be a member to a channel. So I definitely want something that's pretty unique. Gen X, but I probably wouldn't catch the reference if I didn't have kids to keep up. All right, but you do know the reference though, right, Petra? I get what you're saying, but you do know the reference, right? Even if you learned it from kids. Oh, have we ever noticed that? Have I ever noticed this? Probably did. Yeah, it never just clicked to that, but does have positive term now than it did before. The stance has more of a positive term now than before. I mean, because the original Stan was a rabid, you know, from the song. He was not a good guy at all. V, hey V, good to see ya. Getting Everchart? Yeah, we're just kind of I'm kind of chatting. So since this is a members only chat, or members only streamer, we're just way more laid back, chatting, going over things, channel updates. I've been doing very little gameplay, but I want to get this for something we need to do over there. I can't remember. I already forgot what it was. James on Twitch says, be fair, double check before writing Stan as an altar fan is not really something you see often. Okay, all right. Good to know. But yeah, I do want something that's pretty special. The herd is good, but I just want something that sticks out a little more than that, I think. But the herd does make sense for many reasons, for sure. Well,
Wolf spider over here.
and real quick before let me get out of here real quick. But someone mentioned something about a chest. There is a chest to your left back there. V, I'm not sure when you typed that in, so I apologize, and I don't know where that was, nor do I know where the left was, so I apologize. Herd is also a tribe. Yep. Give up the bits. No, V, you're fine, but you're fine. The no spoiler down. You're fine. I don't know. I was late to see your message, so I apologize. And I don't know, but I don't know where I was when you said that. We need water. All right, let's start heading on back. I forget what we needed this for. I do know we needed it to repair our canteen, but there was something else. Yeah, I need water. Yep, for sure. Oh, I know what you're saying now, V. Okay, I know what you're saying. There was a diggable spot. Yes, I saw that also, but I didn't react to it for whatever reason. Where was that? Where was that? I did see a sparkling. Yes.
Thirsty.
All right, but we need to get water first. I could use my canteen. Let's see if we can't just make this happen. Oh no, I don't have the. Oh, no, I do have it on.
Those aphids look like they have things to do and people to see.
So let's see. Back off, buddy boy. I got more important things to do than you. So the YouTube video stream looks to be pretty much on point. Not too much of a delay on the
Probably
stream.
what bottled water is.
which I like. You hear an echo like that one time? Wait. Like herd or tribe names. Yeah, I mean, I think, let me write down tribe, but I think between the term herd or tribe, I might like herd better. Is there anything we can think of that is either alliterative or rhymes? I don't know. For some reason with that, I like the potential of rhyming and or alliteration
Look down.
for something
Look
like
down.
that. I don't know why. Game sound. Thank you. Somebody turn on. Okay, so what's interesting. So Les, I had an issue at the beginning. This game is not coming. So I'm having multiple issues today with OBS. It's not coming through the normal channel that it comes through. I had to put it through a different channel. So that does make it seem like it's coming through twice, I think, potentially. But I was not able to, for some reason, it won't recognize the channel that I always have it going through. All right, let's do this again. This actually worked yesterday. I'm going to restart OBS again. If by chance I lose you for a few seconds, for a hot second, just know it's because I'm closing OBS and restarting it. Maybe there's an issue with OBS again. All right, oops. Now let me see if I can change. Because it did say, it's weird enough, these two times, yesterday and today, when I changed, or when I closed OBS, I got a notification saying that OBS crashed on the close, which it was still open and working for me, although not everything was working correctly. I need to see if there's an update, evidently. Yeah, the game sound still is not coming through the way it normally does, and the way it should. Let me unclick that. Click that again. Yeah, so you guys are not hearing game sound right now, correct? Say Canteen, that's a good name too. Welcome to the Canteen. Yeah, so that would be something for subs potentially. That would be potentially for subs. Oh, Petra, you do hear the game sound. And Donna, so you guys hear the game sound. All right, so my audio mixer is not showing game sound registering at all. And then when we started, I asked, and people were not able to hear it at the start. Okay, so now you guys are hearing game sound, and does it sound better? It's not echoey. So I don't know. Yeah, that should be fine. That's fine. That's the way that's supposed to be. Yeah, all right, it's fine. So let me also check, since I did OBS, let me see, does this work now? So again, that one's still working with the thumbs up but no sound. And that's what was happening yesterday.
Would you kindly?
That's fully working now.
Would you kindly find that? Would you kindly
Yeah,
find
there's
that?
OBS is, I'm having issues with OBS on this new PC. That's working now. Yeah, I'm having issues with OBS on this PC. I'm going to have to see if there's an update. And unfortunately, I can't do it right now. And I won't be able to do it before tonight's stream either. because we're just rolling right into tonight's stream. So again, real quick, FYI, for anyone who was not here at the beginning, right after this, so this is going to go to about 6 o'clock. The plan is to go for about 3 hours to about 6 o'clock, hanging out, and then at 6 o'clock, we're just going to roll straight into tonight's stream, which is going to be Pray. And I'm using a feature on YouTube called Redirect. So if you're here, as soon as this stream ends, and if you have autoplay enabled on your, however you're viewing YouTube, if you have autoplay enabled, it'll automatically redirect you to the Pray stream. So one thing I would be asking, if you are here at that time, and even if you're not interested in watching Pray, if you could at least hang around for a couple seconds to test to make sure that actually does redirect, and then even if you want to scoot right away, just put in the comments, redirect worked, or yeah, it worked, I'm here type deal. If you do not have autoplay enabled, then you will have to, I think it'll pop up a box and you'll have to click the box. I keep forgetting the bed's up here. And YouTube is not coming into the chat still for whatever reason. No echo for you. Will's voice was a little tinny. Well, I don't know. I don't know if there's anything to do about the specific character voice. That might be something. I don't know what would be doing that. That would be something game related. The only thing I'm trying to solve is either you get all sound or no sound. I'm trying to get all sound. Yeah, I can't. I don't think there's anything to do with specific voices. And Donna does have autoplay enabled. Cool. But Petra, before we did this, her voice might be tinny because of an echo. You know what I'm saying? So if you were hearing that, and if it changes now, that might be because of the echo.
That's not so bad.
All right, yeah, we need to go out and get food.
I did this normally.
Welcome to the herd. Godam here, entertaining the flock one game at a time. That's pretty interesting. But are goats called flocks? Is it I know it's a flock of sheep, a flock of birds, right? Is it a flock of sheep? And obviously black sheep would know that. Is it a flock of goats though? What do you call a group of goats? I actually don't know. Les says echo's gone. Had to hear it talk. Okay, sounds better now. Okay, so Petra, that was probably the tinniness. Was probably the echo that was going on. But I'm still showing at the audio mixer that I'm looking at. There's no game sound coming through. So, although actually, you know what? That's not true. That's not true. It's coming under something that's completely different that it should not be coming under. What if I put this over here? Now you hear no sound. Now you hear no sound at all, correct? Oh yeah, it's a herd of goats. Yeah, we already talked about that, duh. It's a herd of goats, James said also. Yeah, we've already talked about that. What am I doing? We've already talked about that. Yeah, I don't think you have any game sound now. Yeah, I don't. I like the idea of what a black sheep's thrown out there, but yeah, I don't know if flock. Is the way to go there. But I like the idea, and I like the sentiment of the entire line, the entire sentence. Yeah. Just hear keyboard clicks? Yeah. All right, so let me get back to. So it's interesting. It's interesting how this game audio is coming through right now. Now you should have game audio back. It does not make sense. There's no way game audio should be going through that source, but it is. As long as you guys can hear it, that's all that matters. Now if I could just get somehow to get YouTube to show up in my chat bar, that'd be great. Yeah, I asked because I was being stupid, obviously. We already talked about herd earlier. We're potentially calling the subs, welcome to the herd. We are. See, it's just further proof that I have no idea what I'm doing. Further proof that I have no idea what I am doing at all. Let me check out something. Let me check something else out. Also another, I know I'm kind of water hosing a lot of different ideas here, a lot of different things, but that's kind of what these are for. It's kind of the idea of these, right? To get conversations going, get some feedback, see what you guys are thinking. It's all of that. But I'm always looking for and open to ideas for membership benefits. So if there's another channel you're a member of, or you just happen to know some different channels, what they do for membership benefits, if there's anything out there, feel free to throw those out there at any given time. Doesn't have to just be today, right? Any given time, whether it's in Discord, whether it's during a stream, or on these member onlys, or on a channel update stream, something like that. Keep throwing out ideas for different benefits we can add to the memberships. Because again, I always want to make sure we are making the memberships as valuable as possible. And that's actually kind of, that's actually kind of where this came out of, the membership only. Like I already kind of had an idea, but I asked during the last update, and someone threw it out there also. I'm like, yeah, that's a pretty good idea. I like that. I also like Black Sheep's idea of potentially a member-only Valheim server. I think that's kind of cool. Think Black Sheep might be onto something though. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Black Sheep was definitely onto something there. I kind of like that. Now, me remembering to say that's another thing, and me not completely flubbing that up, that's another thing also. I struggle to get out a basic sentence as it is. And Black Sheep wants me to remember a full-on line. No, I do like the idea. Like I said, I like the sentiment of it. I like the idea of it, for sure. Normally members just get to play games with you, depend on their level. Well, so I mean, another thing though, Fox, that I need to always have to kind of take in consideration too. And right now we're small enough to where it wouldn't be, I think, potentially not a huge. Now, all right. So real quick, Fox, are you talking about on stream or off stream? What do you mean by play games with me? What do you mean by that? Might as well pick up some gum. I was hoping to find some weevils. Oh, I guess we could use some aphids. Can I get back to you? Where'd that aphid go?
Aphid on the
there it
move.
goes. I gotta say, every time I come back to Grounded 1, I do miss the Omni tool. I do miss the Omni tool, for sure. I You don't really need that fiber right now. Sorry, not heard. Flock, replace flock with kids. I like that. Normally it looks like they are streaming, but you could do it either based on knowing the. So yeah. So Fox, I'm not sure when you might have hopped in after we had a bit of a discussion on that. Yeah, it would be cool to do. And it's fine. And thank you for asking. I appreciate it. It's because it's come up in the past. And we almost did it leading into Grounded 2 release. We actually almost did something. But the one thing, actually, there's two things I need to be concerned with, and one is way more major than the other one. But I want to try and be as fair to as many people as possible. Life is not fair to everyone, so there's never going to be that scenario, especially as the channel grows. But the bigger thing, though, Fox, with having people on stream, I don't know. I don't know people, right? So to your point, based on knowing the other players, so because I'm responsible for what happens on a stream. So if somebody says something that's offensive, I'm responsible. Even if it's not something offensive, they just get on and start screaming and start yelling, right? Something like that. People don't want to listen to that. So I need to look into figuring out ways to kind of work through that process. And I don't know what that is right now. I need to look into it, but I also do know it's not. I'm not going to come up with a solution overnight. That's for sure.
Hello, powerless ant.
Is also, unfortunately, I do not know any other YouTubers or Twitchers or whatever, streamers, that I can kind of run ideas by, right? So I've got to kind of learn everything, do some research, look into things, and learn it on my own, which is fine. But it just delays things, right? But that would be, like, the main hurdle would be that. And I thought about some options, as in you got to be a member to do this. To do something like that, but then again, if someone really wants to cause havoc, they'll just buy a membership for a month and then cancel it. The next day, right? After the stream, they'll just cancel it, and then, all right, I got my stream on, I created havoc, I created chaos, and then I'm no longer a member, right? So then is it something like, well, you have to be a tier 3 member, or maybe even a tier 4 member, I don't know. Or you got to be a member for X number of months, and not only do you have to be a member, but you also have to be a member for, or you have to be active in chats, active in Discord. Oh no, that was a larva. So I get at least a sense of what what someone's like. But even then, you're just not always going to know, right? So those are the complications with that I'm seeing as of now. So Fox, so real quick, like I mentioned, we almost did something like that leading into Grounded 2. Because some people were asking. I was like, yeah, I like the idea. I do. I love the idea. And I thought, and I was like, all right, let's take a look at it. Like, give me a couple days to at least think it over. And then maybe we'll do something on the weekend, right? And I almost did it. And the one person who was asking, thankfully, I mean, I give the person credit because they were honest, but thankfully said, yeah, I curse a lot, so there's going to be cursing. I was like, whoa, all right. That right there was like, all right, we can't do this, at least not right now, right? This is something I need to take even more look at. There are trolls causing havoc, Rogate. Yeah. There's all kind of things. There's all kinds of things that are a potential disaster. And obviously, the worst disaster is me losing the channel, right? That's the worst. That's the worst disaster. I've only streamed with people I've known for a while and/or played games with offline. Yeah, so that could be another thing. That could be another way of doing that, Les. That's an excellent point. And going back to Black Sheep, right? If we had a member-only Valheim server and playing, offline with people, getting to know people over time, and I don't know what that time is, right? But just getting to know people over time, that could be one way to kind of work through that, potentially. Make it so dedicated member can only go on there. You're more sure of them. Well, I mean, yeah, obviously, obviously the higher the member tier, because it's more money, right? The higher the member tier and the more number of months, yes, that helps. But that still does not necessarily mean you know the person well enough, right? That's where I think still activity plays a part. Seeing what people say in chat, seeing what people say and post in Discord, or comments on videos, right? The more you see of that from people, gets an even better sense than just someone saying, "Oh, well, I'll buy a membership. I'll wait 6 months. I won't say a word, and then I'll do this." Right? I think the activity plays a huge role. You're talking in chat and their membership, so you can get to know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like talking in chat. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That almost plays a bigger role than just the membership thing, right? Is the activity and the vibe, that I get from people over time, right? Because again, we also want good vibes, right? We don't want bad negative vibes. So someone could be a member for 2 years, but they just might have bad vibes at times, and I don't want something like that on there, going on, and then have to bring it up during the stream, type deal. Because it's one thing if someone has bad vibes in chat, but it's even worse if it's verbal on stream. And I know there could be a situation or a scenario where you guys don't hear the other person, but that also pretty much that dilutes it a lot too, right? If the other person or people are muted, that dilutes that whole experience. YouTube has rules. Content creators said, "Oh yeah, 100%, Donna." That's the concern. That's the concern for sure. Because obviously, again, it's one thing if this was a hobby, but even if this was still a hobby for me, I still wouldn't want to risk it for the potential of it turning into something later down the road, right? So even when this is a hobby for me, even just 4 months ago, I wouldn't want to risk it because maybe it turns into something 5 years down the road, right? But now that can't be a hobby for me anymore, and I'm trying to make it a career, it's even more so important now. Donna says, "I agree. In a weekend, dedicated server, no live stream, you can have better control in editing the video if you want." Well, I'm still always going to have live streams, and I still want to I want to keep my streak of having a live stream every single day. Right now, we're just over 8 weeks. Streaming every single day for the last 8 weeks. I still want to try and keep that for as long as possible. Now there is a potential schedule change coming up in a month or so that might end that streak. We'll talk about that later. Yeah, I want to try and keep that. So there'll still be streams, but yeah, like I was saying earlier, like if we do a Valheim server and if I can record stuff, right? Then that could be more likely we can turn that into a video type deal. Or wonder we can edit that into a video. And then I think, can't we then watch that as a premiere on YouTube? So everyone gets together and watches it all at the same time, including me. I'm watching it all along with you guys too. I'm not playing, I'm watching it. So it's almost like a live stream for everyone instead of just a recording, a video that goes up. That could be something. I kind of like that idea. Les says, and being female, age is a factor, but I'm not sure how it is with just. So I'm with you 100%. I'm there. So it's, for me, my thoughts is it's not just male female, it's age. Age is another thing, right? It feels weird, and I don't want to and take this with the with the intent that, or what's intended. What's the saying? I can't think of it right now. But don't take this the wrong way. But to me, it feels weird if I'm playing a video game with a 12-year-old. It feels weird. Even though obviously nothing's going on, it still feels weird. And I had that very early on when there was only like, when I was at, I don't know, 300 subs on the channel, and there was only like 2 people in the streams and only 1 person was chatting. and the one person was like a 16-year-old and wanted to play games, I'm like, I can't do that, man. That just feels weird. That just doesn't seem right. And that's nothing against the kids, the youngins out there. It's nothing against them, but it just doesn't feel right. V says you just need a good moderator and a way to kick people off bad energy. Well, yeah, very true, V. But if someone's on stream, if I'm streaming Grounded, and I'm not saying you do this, V. So don't think I'm saying this is about you. But if you walk up here, or just someone walks up here that's on stream with me and then starts yelling, whether it's offensive, something offensive or not, starts cursing, how are you able to moderate that? I can't even moderate that because they've already said it live, right? They've already said it live, so even I can't moderate it. That live can't be moderated. So that's the problem with that. I mean, only the Valheim co-op. Wait. What is that? No. I know, Donna. I know. Yeah. Well, I would. Yeah. Yes. Not live stream the Valheim co-op. Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier. Yes, not live streaming the Valheim co-op, just recording it. Potentially, maybe you don't record it at all. I don't know, but potentially recording it and then editing it for sure. That could be something. Les says, yeah, you usually need at least 30 plus. Yeah, I don't know what the age range would be, but children have different expectations than adults. Oh, for sure, yeah. But that's just life, right? That's nothing against children. That's just life. That's the way life is, right? And then children don't care if they get on and start saying stuff, right? Because they're just kids, and again, it's nothing against them. They're just kids; they don't fully understand, and B, it's not their pocketbook, it's not their wallet,
At least it's clean. Ish.
All right, let's go ahead. I know we got some stem. Oh, I actually don't need. Oh, that's what we were getting the charcoal bits for, so we can we can start grinding up some ash. We'll get that a grinding. I guess we can go get some more stems. Although I don't know if we need. You know what we do need though. We do need to figure out what kind of roof we're going to go with. Do we go with the pine cone or the feathers? At that point, you just have to take the strike and keep moving. Pick who you decide to play with. Well, otherwise, don't live stream it. Just record it. What do you mean by take the strike and keep moving? What do you mean by that, V? Because I don't know if you're aware, but YouTube will give you strikes. And it's 3 strikes and you're out. Strikes don't go away. So if that's the strike you're referring to, I don't want to take that strike. I don't know if that's the strike you're referring to, though. Children don't have the discipline. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's nothing. They just don't understand. That's all. Yeah, it's human nature. It's life. If you do the live stream, that the people already. No, for sure. That's what we've been talking about. But even in the best of scenarios, that's a hard thing to do on the internet, right? So that's why I kind of brought up earlier, the potential of, is it members only, right? But then again, someone could just pay for a membership for the 1 month and then get on and do whatever they're going to do. So that doesn't solve that situation. The other, wait, is the blur on? This blur should be down. Motion blur is off. Wow. And even that's motion blur's off, and that is, you can't go any lower than that. So then the other idea is, so the other day I brought up was, well, maybe you have to be a member for X number of months, right? Whether it's 3 months, 6 months, whatever. But even then, you don't get a sense of what a person is. So then that makes me think, well, you got to be a member for an X number of months, and you have to be active in chat, in Discord, in comments. You need to be active, so I get a sense, right? And that would be the vetting process. Even then, it's a little scary, but I would feel way more comfortable in a scenario like that, though. But I do like the idea of just recording it and then potentially putting it in a video. I especially kind of like the idea of at least trying recording it, turning it into a video, and then putting it up as a premiere so that everyone can watch it live, right? So it's not just, me and whoever's in it. Everyone can watch almost like as if it was a live stream, and I would be on there watching it with you guys, right? They'd see your reactions and stuff like that. I think that could be kind of interesting. Let them know the rules, and I'm pretty sure you got this. Sometimes you just got to roll the dice for good content. Not if it's gonna. I'm not gonna roll the dice if it's gonna jeopardize the channel. That's just never gonna happen. This right now, I do not have a job, buddy. I do not have a job. So this is my only income right now, and it's not at a level. And I'm not saying that. I'm not saying this because to discount anyone's support right now. But it's so early. It's not at a level that's paying the bills, right? So I'm not rolling the dice on good content at a risk of losing the channel. And going through the measures, vetting through certain ways, that's not rolling the dice. I think that's being smart. Rolling the dice is just letting anybody on and see what happens. That's rolling the dice, I think. And just because you tell someone the rules, come on now, V. Come on now, V. Just because, and I'm not trying to give you a hard time, V. I'm not. I'm joking around with you here, buddy. So again, I'm joking around with you here. But just because you tell someone the rules, everyone knows YouTube rules of what you can say and what you can't say, and it still happens. So just telling the rules, that's not going to do anything. Petra says, honestly, I famously don't swear until I get worked up or die in a game, then all bets are off. See, there you go. Look it. Over the course of the 5 years I've been doing this, I think I've probably cursed 4 times. So it happens, right? It happens. A couple weeks ago, I almost did. I got a UC. I got a certain letter UC out. I didn't get the K out, but I got the C out. Vetting is always smart. Oh yeah, it's definitely smart, but it's just how do you vet? How do you vet? That's the question. Les says, I know Goat and I would trust each other, possibly playing a game together. Yeah, for sure. Les would be on that group for sure. And because Les has been around for 3 years, and Les has been extremely active in the comments. So yeah. But I'm not saying you have to be around for 3 years. I would not be saying that. That's for sure. And V says, no, I meant a calculated roll, not caution to the wind. Yeah, I figured that's what you were, but when I tend to think when someone says roll the dice, you usually don't roll the dice calculated, right? That's usually not a calculated thing. Oh, guys, hold on 1 second. My apartment complex calling. I wonder if it might be internet related. 1 second. All right, that was not internet related. However, it was something else related that's getting fixed. I'm getting a new fridge tomorrow. So it was fridge related. So I still need to get that. See, James says, fair double check before, got hurt. James likes his dice like he likes his baked potato loaded. See, there you go. There you go. Yeah, unfortunately, that was not the internet call. It is not the internet call. I had an issue about 6 months ago with the fridge, not holding the freezer. The freezer stays cool enough to keep the food, cold, not frozen, but close to frozen, but it's not cold enough to make ice. And that happened 6 months ago. It took them 2 tries to get it fixed. And then it started happening again this past week. So they're just bringing in a new fridge tomorrow. So yeah. So at least I'll have ice back again. I miss the ice. Donna says we have nothing to lose. You can try anything. We have everything to lose. You're much more cautious to protect what you have. Yeah, for sure. And now that also comes with age too, though, right? That also comes with age. But that's also but the age also plays into nothing to lose versus something to lose, right? But you become more cautious as you get older, 100%. Yeah, V. That's all I was basically saying. I tend to think of when I use the phrase "roll the dice." It's a gamble, right? It's rolling the dice at a craps table. It's at a craps table it's not calculated at all. That's all I was saying. So and obviously, like I said, V, I was just joking around with you, buddy. Landlord wouldn't get you a new fridge for 14 years. Eventually had to buy. Oh, are you serious? Wow. So Les, all right. So Les, here's a question. Do you rent through like a company, or is it someone's like a sole landlord, and it's one of those setups, or what's that setup like? And then you moved out last year.
I mean, this is probably what bottled water.
So I used to have a coworker who she always rented all of her places through Facebook. Every single apartment she's ever lived at, she rented through Facebook. And every single time she had issues with the landlord. I'm like, don't you see the trend here? I only rent with corporations. Now, there's pluses and negatives to everything. Then there's pluses and negatives to both of those. But what I can say is for this place that I've lived here for almost 6 years now, I haven't had a lot of issues, but the issues I've had, the maintenance has been on top of it like nothing else. Like nothing else. The maintenance has been on top of it. Bar none. 12 stars. Been amazing. The front office at times with certain things have not been. But the maintenance is always on point, for sure. You met on Craigslist when I was looking for a space. See, I could never do that. I could never do that. No. Nope. I could never do that. Rent a place off of Craigslist or Facebook. Can't do it. I need it to be a company. Again, I know there's negatives to it being a company too, so it's not all roses in that aspect. Oh, before we start chopping that down, let's get this stuff rolling. Where's the grinder? Grinder's upstairs? Yeah. Did we ever bring over an oven? Yeah, we did. Fox, that's why there's egg storage. Wait. Something off. Oh, wait. I missed it, Fox. Apologize. Something off topic and off game. But in Grounded 2, the eggs that you can hatch go off. Yeah, so there is like Petra said, there is what's it called? Is it called egg storage? There is something you can make that you can place those eggs into. And that reminds me, in Grounded 2, we lost Buddy Boy. So I need to go back and get an egg. We need to get another Buddy Boy. We're gonna have to get Buddy Boy Jr. or Buddy Boy the second. I don't know how we lost him. I think he glitched out. I think it was a glitch. But we lost old boy. Let's see. Don't know why the Weaver egg is so easy to get when the red ant is absent. Yeah, that is kind of interesting. And I got the Weaver egg within the first 3 hours. It's just, I know there's multiple places, but I was like, oh, I want to see what's underneath Burgle. And I had a Weaver egg like that. But you don't get the recipe until you finish the story. So it is kind of weird. It is kind of weird. He had gone to school with your mom, but he was a slumlord, unfortunately. Yeah, see, I can't trust that. I can't trust that, man. Always had your own maintenance for the most part, and sometimes he'd pay me back. Sometimes, yeah, see, I can't deal with that. Don't know why we, oh, all right, got that. Didn't raise the rent for 14 years, though. The last year, he doubled it. So that's the potential plus, right? Because in those scenarios, when it's a solo person, right? If you're a tenant that they like, they're going to work with you to keep you because they don't know what the next tenant's going to be like, right? Now, when you go with the corporation like I have, like a big company, it's all math. It's 100% math. Doesn't matter if you've been there for 1 month or if you've been there for 15 years. It's all math. And it changes daily. That's all they care about because they know if you don't want to pay the extra rent, they'll get someone else to do it. So, yeah. So that's the negative. That's the negative for sure. Now, my rent has not over the 6 years has not gone up too bad. The first year it didn't go up at all, but I think that's because it was 2020, so we know what was going on then. And then the second year it did go up $200, which was a lot. But I looked at it as in it was just kind of balancing out the previous year type deal, right? Now over the last couple leases, it's only gone up like $30 each year, which it all adds up, but it's doable. You know, when you see $30 versus a couple hundred, $30 looks pretty good. Yeah, and that's why you stayed great size and didn't want, yeah, exactly. So that by far is the big plus, is you can stay at a steady rate for a longer time and they'll work with you. Because again, if they know you and like you, they want to keep you, right? Because they know you pay on time, they know you don't destroy the place. They don't know what the next tenant's going to do. So for sure, yeah. Sengoku Dynasty comes out tomorrow. If interested in looking at it, no pressure, just mentioning it. Now, I did look at those games you put in the suggested list, and so let's just kind of open this up for all of those. Thank you, obviously, for everyone for putting in suggested games in the suggested channel on Discord. There's a lot of good ones in there. There's a lot of good ones for sure. And like I always said, anytime you guys put anything in there, a suggested game you'd like to watch me play, first please put it in the suggested games to play channel. Makes it easier for me to find. Also, I think that's a great resource if someone else wants to kind of look and see, oh, what are some other games other people are playing and or people are suggesting, right? So it's also a great resource for everyone on the server. And then also, if you're able to, if you can get a link to either a trailer from YouTube or someone playing it on YouTube, that goes a long way also. That's pretty huge. But every suggestion you guys throw in there, I'll definitely consider. But also realize I can't play every game. So also realize that too. But I will definitely take a look at and consider every single game for sure. Do you have pets? You love cats? I do not have pets. No. The complex allows pets, but I do not. No. Yeah, I could see. So I know like with the companies, they charge extra for pets, and things like that. But I can see somebody who is, again, a sole renter, them being a little harsher, on pets than what a company could be. I could see that. Not being as open to it. Ooh, we need to go get more chunks again. Add a trailer as a gameplay video with yours. Yeah, I did see that. Yeah, Donna, that comment wasn't to you. Yeah, I did see that, so I appreciate that. That's just a general comment out to everybody. What do we need for this? Do we have any? Let's see if we have any stink bug parts so we can actually finish that off. Oh, then what do we need for this? Oh, grub sludge. So 5 sludge, which I don't know if we have, and 1 stink bug.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it's a huge help to have those videos because someone might have mistyped, you know what I'm saying, and then it's really hard for me to find. But if I can just click on it there and kind of see a video, that's pretty big.
At least it's clean-ish.
And to add when the game is launching, I mean, obviously if you have that info, that helps too. But if it's once I look at it, I can kind of look it up too. But yeah, I mean that's a huge help too if you know when it's launching. So all right. So Donna, I'm glad you brought that up about cost because right now because the situation I'm in, cost does play a part in some of the things that I'm playing. Right. I can't be, because I still like the idea of like 1 day a week or something. We just try out like we have a stream. We try out 5 different games for 5 different, each hour's a different game. I really like that idea. But I can't be, buying 5 new games every single week. Also, the other thing that actually kind of scares me too is what if I like all 5 games and want to play all 5 games? That makes it, that could be a situation. I'm not too worried about the download size. I'm not worried about downloads. If it's a game I want to play, I'll make the space. I'm not worried about that. So download size shouldn't be a thing. Because again, I shouldn't be playing 12 games at once. No one likes that. I like variety, which is why I am a variety streamer. I do like the variety to change it up. But I also don't want 12 games. What are we looking for? Stink bug. Green shield. There's our stink bug. And then we need 5 grub sludge. Grub hide. Well, we know a couple spots where we can get some grubs. I don't know if we'll get 5, but we can get some.
Aphid on the move.
Give me a lot of money. Oh yeah, for sure. Hopefully you'll start getting more game keys, not your partner. I mean that could happen at some point, but I don't think it's just a partner. It's also size, right? I'm assuming they'll want to give those to people who have, tons of views. And again, not in no way am I complaining, but we got we're setting records on the channel for views all the time. But I don't know if the channel's at that level. For developers to be like, yeah, we'll give you a free game, free access to this game, You know, they want as many eyeballs as possible. But don't get me wrong, that would be awesome for sure. Download size for those who may be running low on console and hard drive. Yeah, obviously for sure. And trust me, I've done, especially on the old PC, I've done quite a bit of hard drive balancing for games. I've done it for sure. Also, something that was a consideration in the past, and hopefully that's not a thing now, but we'll see, was specs, right? If there was a game someone wanted me to play and I don't have specs for it, then that makes it difficult, obviously. But now, hopefully, we don't have to worry about that for a bit. Knock on everything. Black Myth is 111 gigs. Wow. Come on. Yeah, and I would also say with regards to the suggested games to play, because again, I think it's not only a resource for myself, but a resource for everyone on the channel. Even if you don't know if it's going to be a game that I would like, still throw it up there because someone else might have an interest, and who knows? You know, a year from now, my taste might change, right? So even if it's because there are certain game types that I generally don't like to play, but who knows? So don't ever be like, that's he said he doesn't like to play those type of games. So I'm not going to throw it up there. Nah, still throw it up there. Because my taste could change, and someone else might look at that list also. See, and that's kind of the part of, what we're looking to build here. It's a community for everyone, right? GTA 6 probably going to make you have to uninstall all your games. It very well could. It very well could. I gotta say, Alez, I also have to say, I never thought I would have said this, and you know this. I never would have thought I would have said this. But I think I'm going to be sad that I can't play GTA 6 on PC. I would prefer to play it on PC now. I would have never thought I'd said that in a million years. It'd be interesting to someone. That's why it matters. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's not just for, it's not just a resource for me. And we're not looking. I don't want to build something here, a community or whatever here that's just for me, right? That's why, from time to time, people will send me stuff like a DM, right? Of, hey, here's a picture of this. Here's from this game. And I was like, hey, can you just put that in the game channel? Because A, it makes it easier for me to find if I want to reference it later. But B, it's helpful to other people, right? Now I know someone did that just the other day for a build in Valheim, and I mentioned it. They're like, oh yeah, but it's not done. I didn't want to share it with everyone yet. I just want to give you a sneak peek. That's cool. That's definitely cool. But we want something rolling here where everyone gets involved and everything's for everyone, right? Type deal. As much as possible, I guess you should say, because again, we are living life. Not everything's for everyone. Donna sees the GOAT channel as a community channel. Well, that's what we're trying to build here. That's for sure. That's why we're family friendly, and hey, trust me, I get it. Some of the games we'll be playing, I get family friendly, but see, and this always baffles me from time to time too, is so like on YouTube you can't curse, or you can't. Yeah, they'll if you curse a lot or whatever, you can't go overboard. The creator can't. But a game or a movie can do whatever it wants to almost. It's kind of weird, isn't it? So yeah, there will be games, although I don't curse, but we will be playing games where there's cursing in the game. So that's it. And I know it's a weird thing, but that will be a thing. Because pretty sure, assuming I'm still doing this next fall or next spring, we'll be playing GTA on stream for sure. And actually, we'll probably be playing GTA 5 beforehand at some point on stream. But at that point, I will have to figure out how to stream it. I will have to, by that point, get my capture card to work. Which with the new PC, I need to, at some point, I need to dive in, see if I can get it working on the new PC. Yeah, and it's not just, I'm thinking pretty much all the services are like that, you're right? YouTube, Twitch, Kick, whatever you might be, Rumble. It is kind of weird where there's a different standard for the game or movie versus the creator. I mean, it's a good thing that that's that way, or else you wouldn't be able to play anything, but it is a little weird. Doesn't quite make sense. So I know we've got a little under an hour left in this first members only stream. It's gone by quick. You guys have been amazing as always. Thank you for that. But do you guys want to watch the interview, the Grounded 2 interview from Gamescom that Ghost posted in the Discord channel earlier today? Do you guys want to watch that before we take off? It's 25 minutes long. But if you want to watch it, let me know. I'll pull it up. Yeah, so I got the card that you put in the PC. It's the Mark 60 whatever. Not Mark 60, 4K 60 whatever. Because I wanted to. I need something that does 4K pass through. Because why would I have a TV that does 4K and all this other stuff that helps out with 4K and then use a capture card that I can't do 4K in? So it needs to be something like that. But I fired it up. I bought the thing like 3 years ago. Fired up and I got a green screen in the Elgato software, and I could never figure out how to get it to work. I was starting to think by doing all the research I was looking at that I might have needed a motherboard upgrade potentially. But even then, I wasn't positive on that. I got to think this new motherboard's got to pass. So I just need to kind of. I only got this thing set up 2 days ago, so it's still pretty new. But I need to dive in and see if we want to, if I can get it working. And James says, yeah, James does want to watch the video. Do you guys want to watch it also? It looks like Fox says yes. Les, I can do 4K when using it for the PS5. Yeah, so you can stream from the PS5 natively from the machine. However, if I don't use a capture card, it does not go through OBS, and we wouldn't have chat. I mean, there you could do chat through the PS5, but it would look different. We wouldn't have all the bells and whistles, right? If we stream through the PS5. Xbox, you cannot stream at all from the Xbox. So there's not even an option of streaming to YouTube on the Xbox.
That's not so bad.
There it is. I know we got some raw food we need to put on. Donna has a 4K pass-through Switch. Well, Switch or capture card? Because also right now my headphones are a switch for my consoles. So everything needs that's my HDMI switcher is my headphones, which I absolutely love. That is so much better than what I was using in the past. And these headphones are so freaking comfortable. I love these headphones. But they're worth the price if you have multiple devices. If you just have one device, it's way too expensive and doesn't make sense. So I need to see if I can't get that capture card working. I was never able to capture. Like I said, I think I got a green screen or something like that. All right, let's do a save. And then I'll pull up that video because like I said, it's about 25-minute video, so that'll get us a little past 5:30. Did I actually save it? There we go. Not card, it's a click to turn on or off for video settings area. Oh, I'm not sure what that means. Not sure if my previous comment came through before, but I want to see it too. Only saw clips. Oh, Les, I'm not sure what that comment means either. Xbox C, I have a 4K TV, but I can choose to click in or off in video settings. What do you mean, click off the Xbox or off the 4K? Oh, you're okay, Les. You're talking about the video. Okay, all right, excellent. And Donna, I think yeah. So that's what a switcher does, Donna. Off the 4K. Oh, that's interesting. I thought you're saying in between cable or like the console, but on or off the 4K through a switcher. All right, let me pull this up here real quick. Let's come over here. Rounded 2. Let's see. This should be it.
Well, you just...
All right. Yep. This is the video. Here we go. So I'm going to start it. I need to make sure that the sound is coming through the browser, which it should be, but we know how that's been today. Let's go browser. Boom. I'm not a switcher. It's a box to click on the video settings. And I thought you said switcher earlier. So my bad. I thought you said switcher earlier. Earlier you said you have a 4K pass-through switch on your Xbox. So that's why I thought you're talking switcher. All right, let's get this thing rolling. Here is the video from Gamescom. It's this lady with one of the guys from one of the guys from Eidos Montreal and the other guys from the other developing team. Why can't I think of Obsidian? So that I'm going to start it and make sure. Let's see. Hopefully we got sound. If we do not have sound, let me know.
Just caught the trailers for Final Fantasy Tactics and Indiana Jones and the Great Circle Order of Giants, which we'll be taking an even closer look at in a little bit of time. But now it's time to dive into a game that hits a little closer to home as we learn all about the big bosses, bigger biomes, and brand new big buggies coming to a park near you in Grounded 2. We've got Chris Parker and Justin Vasquez here from Obsidian and Eidos to break it down into very small, teeny, tiny parts.
Nice.
I mean, they say
All
good
right,
things
excellent.
come
Thank you.
in small packages, so thank you so much for helping me unwrap these presents today, guys. How are you today?
We're well. Thank you for having us here. We're very excited to be here to talk about the game.
Yeah, doing great. Super excited to be here.
I'm honestly so excited to gush all about the fun I've been having in Grounded 2 since it launched now a month ago into early access. So I've been having a blast, but how's the experience been for you two?
It's been an incredible experience. We're so blessed to have such an amazing community around Grounded 2. Everyone just reacted so well to the announcement and the fact that the game was coming to them so quickly. And seeing the game in players' hands now, everything that they're doing with it, all the fun they're having with buggies, all the fun they're having in the park, all the different builds that they're making and breaking, and all the great feedback we're getting, it's just getting us super excited and really focused on how we can make the best Grounded 2 possible with our community.
I love that. Chris, have you been having a good time with it as well?
Yeah, I'm just so excited about how well it's been received, because when you're making a game, you have this passion, you have this joy, you really want it to be something that the community is going to love, and they already love Grounded 1, right? There's so much passion there. And so until you get that into the players' hands and the community's hands, you just don't know exactly. You can hope, but until they've actually sort of tasted that meal, you don't know how it's going to go. And so it went out there, people are super excited about it. They have tons of stuff to say and tons of great ideas, and we love that. And it's just been really exciting.
Amazing. Well, I've tasted it and I've really enjoyed it as well. We've been digging in a lot. It's been so much fun. And obviously you mentioned buggies, one of the big new additions in Grounded 2. And how has community feedback helped improve and expand that kind of area of the game for you guys?
How are you guys liking the buggies?
A really good question. For us, the buggies were such an important feature to bring to life because it was the #1 requested feature from Grounded 1.
Yeah.
And so it was a big reason why we wanted to do a sequel in the first place, because we knew to do the buggies properly, we'd have to build the whole world from the ground up to support them and to really make them shine.
Wow, okay.
And so for us, it was a question of the balance of how much of this feature do we want to develop and solidify to make it a full experience and to really show the potential of the feature, but not go so far that we don't get the community's feedback. And so we feel like we found that balance with our Red Soldier and our Orb Weaver buggies, and now seeing how players are playing with them, what they're doing with it, and what they're asking for, not just for those buggies, but for future buggies, is really giving us a lot of clarity on where we want to bring the feature, how we want to fulfill its potential, and of course, what exciting new buggies we're going to be introducing in the future.
Yeah, there's so many aspects to buggies. Like Justin said, we kind of went for the minimum approach and said, let's see what the community has to say about these. We have all of our own ideas that we're like, these are great ideas, but let's see what the community says first, and then we can kind of hone in on that stuff and help that really guide the future of buggies, whether that be with customization or progression, or even what sort of new buggies we might introduce in the world.
And what's been really great is seeing everybody's feedback. A lot of it is very much in line with where we wanted to go.
Absolutely in line.
Yeah.
It's all stuff, almost all of it's been stuff that we've talked about.
Yeah.
And it's great to see that, and especially, we look at what the community feedback says, and our community guys put it all together, and we count what's been upvoted and what people are reacting to the most. And the things that they're reacting to the most are things that we're like, yes.
Yes, that's what we want to do.
This is so exciting. This sounds great.
So not only does it confirm our belief that this feature has so much potential, it's really nice to see how aligned we are with our community. And it really feels like we're all one big team trying to make the best Grounded 2 together.
One big colony. That's so cute.
I totally missed that. Well
don't worry, I got you. My buggy is called Ant McPartlin. It's a Red Soldier ant. I haven't got to the Orb Weaver just yet. We're taking our time, which is a very UK insular joke, but that is fine for you. But have you guys got any buggy names that you're particularly proud of? Any good puns that you've heard?
I've got one up my sleeve. You, Chris?
Well, no, the favorite one that we always fight around the studio right now is Stinky. I don't know why. But yeah, when we start up a co-op game for the first time, everybody goes and makes their buggy real quick together, and then whoever names their buggy Stinky first is the one that wins.
Odd one, isn't it? The fight over.
I always call my aunt Antonio Banteras because you get the double ant pun there.
Double
like
and
that
fun.
one.
And
That's
also
great.
just because I like to think of my red aunt as this like charming, roguish ally that I'm like going on an adventure with. So
Love
Antonio
that.
Banteras.
That's beautiful. He's your own very real sidekick. That's beautiful. We have another first in Grounded 2 with our classes. So, I mean, we were chatting a little bit behind the scenes about, I've been loving the mage class personally, but what has been the most exciting developments from either seeing a lot of players get to grips with these classes or from the team themselves?
I mean, when we set out developing archetypes, they were really about just helping players understand how do I best equip my character for whatever it is I'm trying to do today, right? You're not locked into being a mage for the whole game. You could be a mage one night and then switch over to a ranger or a rogue or whatever. You want to be a sword and board fighter, do that. But let's have the interface help you out and help you sort of like min-max easily into that play style.
Very true, James.
And to be perfectly honest,
It's all
I
the
thought
same
this was
button,
just
right?
like
So
a
James
kind
said
of a
on
nice
Twitch,
little quality of life add
likes
to the
the
game.
buggies.
And
It's too easy
the
to
players
accidentally
love
hop
it.
on
Like
the buggy when
they
you're
think
trying to do
it's
something else,
fantastic,
for sure.
and they want to know, hey, what are the next ones going to be? What's equipment that's going to be added so that we can, further develop this particular archetype? And that's been really surprising, but also super encouraging and exciting for me, just to see that people love this. Something that I thought was pretty small, something that actually IDOS actually championed in the first place, and everybody loves it. It's great. It's been really positive reception.
From our point of view, it felt like a natural extension of what Grounded was already doing, and what made Grounded special as a survival game was this really rich RPG fighting system. And to speak to what Chris is saying, that's also the shared DNA between Obsidian and Eidos Montreal, is that love for both RPG mechanics and progression and player choice. And so this felt like a natural extension of us working together, of us collaborating. And to see it in players' hands, not only them finding really cool ways to break the builds and push them to really cool limits, like the dual wielding rogue that can, one-shot, even our biggest, toughest foes.
Yeah.
But on top of that, seeing them use the builds in really creative, unique ways that, like you said, speak to their play style.
Yep.
And you're not locked into anything. If you want to be a mage that whips out a sword and a board, you can do that. If you want to be a ranged who is still packing a mallet, you could do that as well. And so we really want the players to express themselves however they want, and we want to get their feedback so that we can find new ways to help them express themselves over the early access of this game.
Love that. I mean, with new classes, we've also got some new bugs as well in Grounded 2. How has that been for putting those into the game, implementing them, and how have the community received some of the new ones, like our new scorpions, our caterpillars, etc.? Are there any fan favorites that you've seen emerge?
I don't know about favorites, but I mean, I think all of them have been really well received, but like for different reasons, of course. So we've got a ton of feedback from folks who are like, man, the caterpillars are so sweet and they're beautiful, and I have to kill them. Why have you done that? Why have you ruined my life and blackened my soul with this? And then, another example is this cockroaches, where they're like, I can't deal with cockroaches. Why have you put this in the game? This is where you're like, oh, well, we put it in there to be gross. That's why it's there. It's serving its purpose. But the reception to those has been really fun, very exciting.
And on the other side, what was nice for us is when we first started talking about what creatures we wanted to bring to Grounded 2, I think it was universal. Everyone was like, we need something that is on the same level of terrifying as the wolf spider from Grounded 1. And the number one contender was the scorpion. And it was a huge request from the community for a long time. And being able to bring that to life, but in a way that does justice to it being this terrifying predator coming after you, and seeing all these reaction videos online of people in their camps being, hunted by the scorpion and popping out, and them freaking out, trying to hide. Like, this thing is coming after me. What do I do? It's so rewarding.
Terrifying.
to be able to like traumatize a whole new group
Right.
of players
Yeah.
in interesting ways.
Yeah,
But
you
yeah.
guys have a lot to answer for making me kill the sweet caterpillars and the butterflies, and then also the horrendous night terrors I've had for the scorpions. So yeah, we'll talk afterwards. But speaking of foes and new enemies, I hear we have a new boss to look forward to as well. So can you tell me what this new boss is and why you guys are excited for players to take it on?
Happy to. So our new boss is a giant tarantula
Oh my
named
gosh.
Axel, who has gotten loose in the park, and this is what we're calling our first park boss. And in Grounded 1, there was these really cool backyard bosses, the brood mother, the mantis, and these were all, really giant, terrifying foes. And so we knew we wanted to keep up
my
that tradition. Yeah,
gosh.
look at this thing. It's terrifying. We wanted to keep up that tradition, but because now you're riding buggies, what's giant and terrifying and monstrous has to scale in proportion to that. And so we really wanted to nail that like primal feature creature, terrifying experience for players. And again, it was just the clear first choice for us was we have to bring that fantasy of the tarantula to life. And that's where Axel was born.
And then we had to look at scale. I mean, like it is, I don't even know if you can tell from the footage we just showed
It looks
how
huge.
immensely huge this is. So the character in that footage is riding around on its own orb weaver spider, and the orb weaver looks teeny tiny compared to the tarantula because it's about like 3 times bigger than a wolf spider, which is one of the largest creatures in Grounded 1.
I think it's about
It is.
16 times bigger than the player, so
Yeah,
it's pretty massive.
It's massive. It's
Yeah.
absolutely huge, and we think players will have a lot of fun with it. It's got its own arena. It's got its own sort of recipe and things that you've got to do in order to summon it and bring it in. But we think it's a pretty exciting boss.
Yeah, it looks huge and terrifying for sure. How did you guys land on the name Axel? That's so cute, for one. I'm guessing it's a pet tarantula as well that someone just found. Oh no.
So one of the best things about our franchise is it's set in the 90s. This one's set in
Of course.
1992s and 1992, and so there's all this nostalgia around that era that means a lot to all of us. And Axel is actually a reference to Home Alone. In Home Alone, the older brother has a pet tarantula called Axel that gets loose, and so that's our little Easter egg.
homage, little
Yeah.
Easter
So many
egg.
people
I
knew
love
that.
that. I love that
Yeah.
it makes sense
I
in
did
the
not.
world of Grounded too, but also it's just a sick callback to real world movies
Right.
and stuff.
There's
Love
a couple
it.
of more Home Alone references in the game, so around Axel. So I can't wait to see if the community catches them all.
Love it.
Yeah.
Well, let's get back to this big boss Axel, because I would love to hear some tips from you guys about taking him on. I'm terrified already, and I'm hoping I don't have to do it alone. But yeah, do you have any tips for players on taking them down?
Well, I mean, with basically any adventure in Grounded, got to load up before. You got to prepare for whatever your adventure is going to be. You need to make sure you've got enough food and water and healing supplies. And then you're just going to have to go in and die a couple of times. That's basically what's going to have to happen. He's got a lot of special attacks that are really cool, and you're just going to have to kind of learn that sequence because there's also some stages to that boss fight as well. So once you've figured out the first one, you're going to have a couple of surprises for you. You figure out the second one, a couple of surprises for you. Hopefully it'll keep players entertained for a while. And when they finally beat it, there's a lot of goods on the horizon there. You can, with everything in Grounded, you ultimately murder it and then turn it into fashionable attire. And that's exactly what
You wear your
do.
trophies on your body.
Absolutely,
Yeah, exactly.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Make weapons and armor with that, maybe some furniture, right?
Yeah,
You want-
absolutely.
You want to upholster something with that, and that's exactly what you can do here.
My advice would be, whether you're playing single player or with your friends, to bring a friend. Go with your Orb Weaver buggy. Hey, if you want to take it on alone, go for it. Become the stuff of YouTube and Twitch legend. But if you want to, try to survive, bring your Orb Weaver buggy. It will come in handy immensely. The fight was designed with that in mind, and we had a lot of fun figuring out, okay, what makes fighting a giant creature on another giant creature a fun and unique experience. So we really hope that the players will get a kick out of the rounded style massive boss fight, but now on their own, impressive buggy mounts.
Nice. I can't wait to try it myself and die multiple times, no doubt. Very good. And Parker, you mentioned that there's some, obviously our favorite thing about Grounded is getting the loot. My favorite thing is going and analyzing everything, breaking it down. Can you tell us a little bit about the spoils that we can expect from the tarantula? Is there going to be some pieces in particular?
Absolutely. So a couple that spring to mind is there is an absolutely, as you would expect, massive bow that you can craft.
Okay.
It's sort of ridiculously large, but that's what makes it sort of charming, is that like you made it out of the biggest creature that's been in the yard so far, so it is ridiculously large. You can make yourself a new fancy chest to adorn your base that holds a little bit more stuff, as I recall
That's
correctly.
correct.
And is, of course, again, fashioned out of axle pieces. You can even make yourself a cool little throne. There's all
That's
kinds
the
of
one
stuff
that
you can do. So,
Yeah, that's the one that I'm most in love with, and I can't wait to see how the community reacts to that, because it is a significantly impressive throne for a significantly impressive boss.
Yeah, big Spider King throne. That sounds great. I can't wait to see it. I hope it's fuzzy as well. The colors on it look so sick. I mean, I'm imagining your guys' offices are kind of just, do you just have tarantulas kind of like lying around, or any bugs and stuff? Like, that would be terrifying.
Our art director makes these massive, mood boards whenever we have a new insect. It's just like a wall of terrors. And we're like, okay, which of these is the most interesting terror to bring to life? And
Can you
so when
imagine
we were
that?
working on
That'd be
Axel, it was
pretty
just
interesting.
all of these different tarantulas, and we're looking at them going, I didn't even know tarantulas came in those colors.
Yeah. Your dreams must be haunted, but no. Also, on top of the new boss and the new tarantula, I hear we've got a new biome on the horizon as well for winter. Could you tell me a little bit about what we can expect to explore there?
Absolutely. For our winter update, we're going to be introducing our first new biome in the park. It's our garden biome. And what's really exciting about it is that the park allows us to explore areas that are really a good mix of human crafted, handcrafted areas, as well as the more natural, organic areas. And so the idea of a community garden was very appealing for exactly that reason. And so we get to see, our pumpkin patch or a vegetable garden or a greenhouse. These all feel very organic and very wild and very grounded.
Definitely a new
but
base,
have this new layer to it of, no, this was carefully cultivated, level design and experience design-wise, that couldn't be done in Grounded 1, can only be done because of the park. Chris, did you want to?
Yeah, no, 100%. You pretty much nailed everything there. I'm just super excited about running around amongst giant pumpkins. The greenhouse gives us the opportunity to make a very humid environment, which is something that we have not had before.
That's interesting.
I think we have with the vegetable garden, we're doing some interesting things there that almost turn it into sort of like a hedge maze experience. Like, there's a lot of things that we're doing that I think are really fun, and and this was all sort of planned in our heads, at least loosely, from the beginning, where let's nail all the foundational stuff with our first early access release and make sure that all of those pieces are there, and then we can do some more experimental stuff. And so when we get to, after we have the tarantula update in the fall, our winter update is going to be this first big one where we've got some new biomes and a lot of new stuff, new insects, of course, more equipment, all kinds of things on the horizon that we're really geeked up about.
Heck yeah, lots to look forward to there then.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, is there anything else that you want to share with us just now, right around the corner for Grounded 2, that we can look forward to?
Well, I think there's two things. If you look at a roadmap, you can see that with the garden biome, we'll be introducing our first new buggy, which is the ladybug.
Yeah.
So we're very excited about that. We think she's going to bring something unique and fun to the players. And, in general, if the community wants to get excited about what it is that we're doing, the roadmap is a good place to go check out everything we have in mind. And we want to hear people's feedback. We want them to join us.
That looks cool.
We want them to help sort of
Turret on the
help
Ladybug.
mold what it is that we're
Yeah.
planning to do right now. Like right now, we have a very loose idea of all the things that we think would be super exciting, that would be great to add into the game. But you know what? This is a journey that we want to take with the community.
Yeah.
And so, our roadmap is our sharing. This is what we think right now. We want you to come now share with us what you think would be cool and exciting and great for Grounded 2.
I love that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm really excited to think of some new names, I guess, for this Ladybird mount as well. If you guys had to have one in real life, what do you think you would have for a real life buggy? A Red Soldier and the Orb Weaver, or the new Ladybird?
I would definitely take the Red Ant Soldier. The reason why is at least right now, it can kind of do everything, which
Yeah.
is fantastic. It can harvest, it can build, it can fight, it goes really fast. It seems really cute when I pet it, even though it's terrifying.
So
like
cute.
everything about it is like really great. Like Orb Weaver's cool too, but it's still maybe a little too terrifying for me.
You don't see that parking that in your driveway
Yeah,
anytime soon.
I'm still not down with that. So we'll see. We'll see as other ones come online. Maybe I'll change my mind.
Yeah, I totally get the appeal of the Red Soldier, and it's got that like off-road ATV feel to it. That dirt bike that you can kind of take out anywhere.
Yeah.
But if I'm honest, right now I'm leaning towards the Ladybug. Maybe it's because it's new and exciting, but honestly, because as a player of Grounded 1, that was the one that I wanted to ride the most, and often would, just by jumping on it and letting me carry around. I fantasized about riding this wild creature around the backyard. And so being able to bring that to life in the park, it not gonna lie, it's super satisfying.
Oh, that
And so,
sounds
yeah.
so nice.
Can't wait for the community to get that dream come true.
I bet. Oh, well, I mean, we've spoken a lot about community, and it just feels like so clear you guys are so synced up with them. You're listening to the players all the time, but how has both of your teams kind of created tools for players of Grounded 2 to be part of this collaboration, or how can people watching at home kind of get involved with that, the feedback process too?
Yeah, I mean, we're up on pretty much every social media platform out there. The primary one is Discord. The Grounded game is up on Discord, and we have a great community up there. That's also one of the places where it's easiest for people to go look at what does everybody else in the community say, and go ahead and upvote ideas and discuss those ideas in great detail. And then we have a great community group of folks at Obsidian that go through everything. They respond to every single customer comment and note and whatever. We try and make sure that people know that we are actually listening to them. We are already weekly getting together amongst our
Absolutely.
teams and going through all of this feedback and sorting it out and figuring out, hey, what is it that we want to do in the next week? What do we want to do in the next month? What is something that we want to try and do in 4 months? If we don't want to do it, let's talk to the community and see if there's something that's close to that sort of makes sense or we can make work. So it's just a whole lot of things, and you know what? Props to the Grounded 1 team who built this community and allowed us to actually follow in their footsteps on this, because the community is on Grounded and Grounded 2 is just so supportive and so great. And it's because I think we try to interact with them constantly. We try to listen to them. We try and make changes that they want, and I think they appreciate that and are loved. And it's really something special. It's pretty cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That was something everyone at the team at Eidos Montreal saw right away, that the story of the success of Grounded was that this community wasn't just rooting for the game, they were rooting for the team as well. And the team wasn't just trying to make this game in a bubble, they really wanted to collaborate with this community. And it's that healthy bond between them, that interdependence between them, that resulted in an amazing game. And so of course we want to replicate that success. Of course we want to replicate that feeling for the community. And of course we want to allow that to put us in a position to create the best version of Grounded 2 possible.
That's beautiful. That's so fun. Well, I have some ideas that I'll have to tell you afterwards off stage, but
Can't wait
I'm
to
gonna
hear.
write them down yet, and
Yeah.
be sure to join that Discord as well to chat more Grounded. But honestly, Parker, Justin, thank you so much. I've had just a blast talking about Grounded too, and I can't wait for all the new updates that we've got as well.
Thank you for having us. It was a
Thank
blast.
you. Like, being able to just talk about the game and a situation like this is awesome.
Heck yeah.
Thank you so much.
No, thank you. I mean, there's so much more to look forward to as Grounded 2 continues to grow. But for now, we go from the ground to the air to explore the biggest biome of all, Earth's atmospheric envelope. There's new places to go and new ways to get there. So let's set a course for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020.
Oops. Of course I hit it right when the tile popped up. Of course that's when I hit it. Why would I not hit it right there? Dude, what'd you guys think? That was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. Too bad she didn't ask what month. Well, I mean, I'd be willing to bet that they might have said, don't ask that, right? Because again, because there's a reason why they did seasons, right? There's a reasons they did seasons, because that way, that gives them 3 months wiggle room for each update, right? So there's a chance that there was like, don't ask because we can't tell, right? So who knows? But at least I mean, at least Axel is confirmed. Also, like James said over on Twitch, the artillery buggy, we got the Ladybird. Now, how slow is the Ladybird going to move? Will she be quicker? She's going to be like a tank? It's kind of interesting. Going to be kind of interesting. And Axel looks huge. For Axel, though, I'll be finding a way to be up high to fight. Well, it's in that arena, so you might not have a way to fight up high. Right? I mean, that's probably a smart thing to do, but they might not give that to you. But I thought that was pretty cool. That was pretty well done. I like that. This is gonna spoil.
Dante's surprisingly not terrible.
Didn't we have to get something off the spit here? Yeah. Axel will be the death of James on Twitch says Axel will be the death of Tiny Pete. And actually that reminds me of something. I think Fox, when you joined and when you followed on Twitch, I think you asked a question about not being able to see the chat, and I asked a question back, and if you answered it, I apologize. I did not see it. But just a real quick reminder, everybody, or just kind of a quick FYI if you have not heard me talk about this earlier, but. Yeah, right now, because we know on YouTube we have the chat popping up on the screen, and then it kind of fades in and fades out. Right now, Twitch chat is not doing that because technically, officially, Twitch does not allow it. Now, from the research I've been doing, they also are not really enforcing it at this point or right now, and maybe they only enforce it if an issue comes up. And then also real quick too, from my research, the reason why they don't allow it is because if there's somebody on YouTube that says something offensive, then they're saying that offensive on Twitch, right? So that's why they don't allow it. At least that's what they're saying, right? Type deal. Now, if you guys happen to follow anybody on Twitch, and any streamers, and they do have both on screen at the same time, please let me know in Discord with a link or a link to their channel so that I can go check it out, because not wanting to risk things, I want to do things the right way. We can light this. Oh, why did I never do that? If there's a way, I know there are plugins that'll allow that to happen, but that's why right now it is only YouTube on the screen. Also, the Twitch chat is not overly active, although that's not a good excuse, because that could be why it's not overly active. But I know James has been active, but that right now that is on me to kind of make sure you guys on YouTube are aware of what James is saying, and then kind of fully, bringing out or fully expressing his thought or what he's saying, or something that he's, his questions he's asking or what he's saying. Yeah, there's multiple apps to do it, but if Twitch doesn't allow it, then then you know what I mean? It doesn't matter how many apps there are. Twitch doesn't allow it. But like I said, from what I've seen, looks like potentially it's a thing that's technically a rule. They don't enforce it until maybe potentially they have to, right? Because I think so. Like I said, not only because if someone says something on Twitch, and then the creator on Twitch, the streamer on Twitch bans them off of Twitch, then they just go over to YouTube and start saying the same thing. So that's why Twitch doesn't allow it. But then again, you know, devil's advocate, that person on Twitch that got banned could just create a new account and come back on that channel and say the same thing over again. You know what I'm saying? But they kind of view it as it's out of their hands at that point because it's something on a different platform. So I get that. But we'll see. I'm still doing some research and looking into to see how legit that is. Probably should not have slept that late. We're actually pretty good. But you don't don't use it. Yeah. There's definitely multiple apps allowing that that do that. But if Twitch technically doesn't allow it, you know, it's one of those. It's kind of like the streaming, the multiplayer streaming thing. You know, got to do the research and make sure we're doing it right, type deal. Yeah, and with all that, we're winding down to about 15-20 minutes left. But once again, this has been amazing. You guys are awesome. I appreciate it. And also, for those of you who are still here, if you can hang out on YouTube right after this is done, as soon as the stream ends, if you have autoplay on, it's automatically going to take you over to the Prey stream. It's automatically going to do that. If you do not have autoplay on, then you will, I think a box will pop up. You'll have to click on the box and then it'll take you. But at least you get the box to make it nice and easy for you to go there. Even if you don't plan on staying and watching Prey, if you could at least please just let that redirect, it's called a redirect, let that happen. And then just quickly say, it worked. I got redirected. I was here, now I'm here. Something just to let me know that it worked, just so I know. And then if you want and or need to take off, you can take off. But yeah. But I think this has been a blast. This has been a blast. And again, you guys have been awesome. But you know, these things, these member only. And so that's another thing. Because I want to, we're eventually going to include Twitch on this, right? We can't just call it member only, right? Because it's not memberships on Twitch. So in order to avoid confusion, that's why we need a name, right? So it could be a herd only, right? It could be the tribe only, something. Whatever we call our members, we'll call on both platforms, members and subs on both platforms, and then we'll get the verbiage locked down for that. Because right now on Twitch, it does say member only, which Twitch people, if you're not on YouTube, you don't know what that means, right? So that's just kind of a long way of saying these things are going to grow over time. But I'm looking for, let me know some ideas of things different things we can do in this, you know, whether it's like, I mean, do we play a game of some sort, right? I don't know. I'm just kind of making things up. I'm trying to, you know, I could play, I used to do on Discord every single day. Haven't done it in a while, but I mean, we could play Wordle, right? We can do something, you know, anything we can do to kind of make this more fun for you guys. And again, keeping it lighthearted, having fun, chatting, hanging out, not doing anything story-wise, not taking on bosses, anything like that. Because again, we don't want the non-members to be left out on that stuff. This is just kind of extra stuff, extra perks for you guys. But if you have any ideas, again, float them my way through Discord, and we'll take a look. Because I'm pretty, based on how today went, I knew you guys would be awesome, but it's even better than I thought. Oh, am I full? I must be full. But I'm looking forward to see what we can do with this in the future, as in having more fun, for sure. Let me check something here real quick also. Let's go there. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. All right. I think we're looking good on that. All right. Well, we actually did not build a darn thing. We didn't build a darn thing, but like I said, we had fun. All right. So we need to, let's complete these things. There we go. There's that. And then we needed to complete this. Boom. Oh, we also have the other. This other thing to complete. This other dew collector. The roving band of wailing banshees. That's what James said over on Twitch. The roving band of wailing banshees. I kind of like it. 5 rope and 8 pellets. Let's go get that so we can get that completed also.
Oh my god!
I like it, James. Again, I like the sentiment. Might be a bit long. Can we turn that into an acronym of any sort? The RBWBs? RBWBs? Could go with something like that. Oh, we need to change our outfit again, too. You know what? Before I forget, let's do it. And then we'll go back and get that stuff. Because I'm definitely going to forget, even though we see it right here.
Better safe than sorry.
Easy, fellas. Easy. James on Twitch says might need to be a seasonal name too. October for the RBWBs. Yeah. So this is an excellent example as to why I wanted to make. Like we mentioned earlier, James. I don't know if you were here at the time, but someone asked if said members only on YouTube. If it would be the same on Twitch. And right now, because you have to be an affiliate to do a sub only on Twitch, and we're not quite there. So obviously right now on Twitch, it is open to everyone to be on this technically right now. But I do know, James, you mentioned the other day that I think you got gifted a sub on Twitch. So that's also another reason why I wanted to make sure we did it, left Twitch open. Because James, I'm not sure. Did you get gifted or do you have a membership on YouTube? I apologize. I should know, but I don't know for sure. Because especially now with the new chat, I don't see the colors. I don't see the colors, like the green, to let me know that you guys are a member. So that's one of the downfalls of that system that I use. But I'm able to see what platform you're on, which is helpful. And then it does combine both. What did we need? We needed... But I definitely wanted to make sure that James was able to get on in here. Or anybody who got gifted a sub on Twitch, but not a membership, but does not have a membership on YouTube. So we needed that and Pebblets. We might not have any Pebblets. Oh no. Somehow I just got like a ton of stuff. All right, let's go find some Pebblets. I still never made the basketball hoop. All right, not a single pebblet out here. All right, we'll have to head back. Head deep into the yard. forget, how many did we need? I know it's not 15. I know it's not 15 for that one. So... $8. What else do I need pebblets for? We bust this down? No. Did we ever scan this? Oops, that's not the scan button.
Beeping makes me feel a little
We
creepy.
did. Well, you know what? We'll have to get that later because we've got we only got a few minutes left. See, we can't collect on the way back, and then I'm going to zip line on back. And then we're going to end the very first members only stream. And again, thank you guys much for the support, being a member, and for being here today. I love that. Another thing that I'll have to be taking a look at, just kind of an FYI heads up, is the timing of this, right? I know, like, initially when we talked about the idea, someone thought it was a good idea to be like an after party type deal, which I think I really love. But if I stream till like 3, 4, 5 in the morning, that's not really realistic for a lot of people. But then we also have an international crowd, which is why I moved it to 3 p.m. to try and, you know, hopefully get it a time that's friendly with them also. So we'll have to, we might have to do it even earlier than 3 p.m. But this is just like with everything else. It's going to be a learning experience. We'll work through it. I'll probably send out a poll to all the members also. And seeing, you know, trying to gauge again, just trying to be fair to as many people as possible and being available to as many people as possible. And to where maybe I'll put out a couple of like time slots and see what's the most popular and kind of go from there. But yeah, it's going to be changing over time. I want to be adding what we do in here to be, you know, again, interactive, active, fun. So if you're a fan of The Office, we want some funtivities going on in here. We want some funtivities. Again, to try and make it, you know, it's unique. Make these member streams unique, or herd streams, or tribal streams, whatever we're gonna call all you guys. Maybe we just call you U's, all the U's. All members are just U's. What? And then what is it from my cousin Viddy? The Utes. We'll call you the Utes. There's rocks to break by the oak tree roots. Yeah, I was gonna go back over there and take a look, and I think there's probably some over here too, but we're running out of time. So I just want to get back over to the base, get a save in. We'll end this stream and then be jumping into prey. But there'll still be the 5-minute countdown because that'll give me a little bit of time to take a quick little break.
Don't look down.
See if I can fix the chat thing to get actually YouTube up on there, because as it gets darker, it's going to be harder for me to see the YouTube chat on the iPad. And hopefully my contacts play friendly tonight. They were an issue last night, that's for sure. The Utes, yeah, I kind of like it. It makes 0 sense, but I kind of like it. All right, we still need 2 more pebbles for that. That's fine. Let's get on up here. Oh, no, actually, no, let's get over here. Let's get over here. We got our view. We're going to get our save in. Boom, boom, boom. And like I said, I am going to end the stream. We're not even going to do an ending scene. I'm just going to end it. It should redirect you straight to the praise stream. If you can at least just hang out and just say, yes, it worked, be greatly appreciated. If you are saying hanging around, we'll see you in about 5 minutes. So once again, thank you guys. I appreciate it. You were awesome. I mean, I thought this today would go well. I thought tonight would go well, but you guys made it even better. So thank you much. We'll see you in 5.